The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, what? Let's go!
This show sticks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
Ah!
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pig! Stop! Damn it!
be a friend, tell a friend something nice, could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Coach Saban Thursday, December 7th, 2023. This sports program starts now.
Football!
It's happening tonight. Week 14 of the NFL season kicks off in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the long arm of the law. That's happening tonight. Hopefully 10, 15 times, although the Steelers normally only do it once. We might need juice throughout the entirety. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs, diehard Steelers fan, also very prolific sports gambler. This is the lowest over-under in how long, Tone Diggs?
93, I believe.
30 years, the lowest total for an NFL game, especially one that is on prime time. Now, these two franchises, the one on the left here, the New England Patriots, the greatest dynasty in the history of the NFL, is currently ending right in front of our eyes over the last few years. But they have 6 Lombardi trophies up there.
Damn right.
Going into Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers, who are a proud franchise, a storied franchise. But is this the last year of an era that we've known for almost 2 decades? Who knows? We shall see. They also have 6 Lombardis, the most in the NFL. Tonight, the two franchises who have climbed the mountaintop the most will battle in what will surely be a boring, abysmal football game that we need to just expect and respect and love when it comes on prime. I know Kirk Herbstreit's ready.
Oh, yeah.
I know Al Michaels is going to be jacked. I know Kaylee Hartung is going to get to the bottom of all the stories. And I know that kickoff panel is going to have the greatest show in the history. Tonight, we're in for some greatness, and let's enjoy every moment of it. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Conman, got the lion on your chest, king of the jungle. Is that because of the 6 Lombardies, or is that because tonight Bill Belichick is going to go swing his big hammer in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I think it's more so the Lombardis, you know, the history of it. I also wanted to wear this on a day not after a loss. And if I wanted to do that, it had to be today. Couldn't be Monday, couldn't be Friday, because that loss will still be kind of dragging along with me. But you started with Renegade, and, you know, this is the Lombardi Bowl, but I got another idea.
Yes, I love ideas.
Okay. How about we put up Renegade versus Shipping Up to Boston? Winner takes both songs.
Wow.
How about that? How about we get Renegade
Shipping up to Boston.
Yeah, but nobody wants that stupid
That's
song.
not true.
That's not true.
That's not true, Tony.
I was doing WWE stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I had a promo. I think it was on SmackDown. It might have been during the Austin Theory run before WrestleMania. And I had a promo. They were like, all right, tonight you got a promo, like 3-4 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, sweet. They're like, what are you going to say? Well, immediately I'm going out there and I'm going to do we're shipping up to Boston. And I was like, Connor, they'll go with me, right? And you're like, absolutely. They're like, can't do that because we'll get sued. And I'm like, it's not going to sound like the real. I'm not.
I'm not
I'm not going to be able, and they're not going to be able. They're like, no, you got to do it. I think that's actually one of the greatest songs. For a city to have. Now, doesn't work anywhere else.
No.
Yeah, because right there in we're shipping up to Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
they need like Butch Bechtold. Or
Pittsburgh.
Sorry,
or First Dahn guy.
That song does nothing for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I agree.
You can change the lyrics. Change the lyrics to Shipping Up to Pittsburgh. Or if you want to keep Boston, you can just say, hey, we're shipping up to Boston because we own that city now since we beat them in the Lombardi Bowl, Head Coach Bowl, Song Bowl.
Over the last couple of days, we have tried to build this game up.
Yes, big time.
Have to.
Just because we're football fans. But I don't want to be the bearer of bad news.
Yeah.
Week 14 already, boys.
I know.
That's crazy.
Okay, so every one of these primetime games we enjoy.
Absolutely.
And every one of these Thursdays, we get to hang out with this man. We need to make the most of. 36 years as a football coach, 18 in college, 18 in the NFL. Wearing a sick flannel today. Ladies and gentlemen, Chuck McGaw. Sick flannel.
Great swag.
You look good today.
Yeah.
Pick this up.
Yeah.
It looks so soft.
Where?
I mean, anything you put on looks clean because you know you got the Paisan juices flowing, radiating out from you. Speaking of, you're 8-3-1 now on these Thursday Night Football against the spread. Lost last week. That's going to happen.
Tough.
Okay, 8-3-1. Don't love what took place with the Seattle Seahawks, obviously, doing their thing with the Cowboys, even though the Cowboys get a win. But whenever you think about tonight's game, Chuck, and I know you do a lot of research into these so you can become 8-3-1 this season, and we appreciate the hell out of it. Everything we're saying is tonight's going to suck. Is that how you see this thing going as a much smarter football person than all of us?
If you're a defensive person, like I am, you'll enjoy this game. There's going to be a lot of good defense played.
Nice.
And what does that mean? Just like 3 and outs, things like that? Just being able to guess?
Look at New England, right? Con man, 0-3, all right? They've held their last 3 opponents to 10 points or less.
Boom.
Like you don't lose in the National Football League ever if you hold somebody
First
under 10
time in the history
points.
of the NFL, actually.
Yeah.
Like our goal when we put the goals up as a defense, 17 points is the number. Hold them under 17, you're going to win a shit ton of games.
And on the offense side, let's score 20.
That's it.
That's and then
Bingo.
automatically you're winning games by 3 too, depending upon what spread is you're covering. If it's less than 3, that's the goals. But for this New England defense, are they as good as they've always been? Is that what's being lost in this entire story? And is this why people are saying like Bill Belichick's still a great coach because of how dominant his defense has been? Is that what people are thinking?
Yeah, they're really good. And if you ask people, you walked up somebody on the street and said, "Can you name some of the dudes, that play defense for Bill Belichick right now on that side of the?" I don't know if I can ask you guys. If you
Lawrence
guys can
Guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been around forever. Right?
Larry Guy.
Barmore's a dog.
Yep.
He's a backup, right? Mm-hmm. He's a backup. Is Wise hurt?
Dietrich?
Yeah.
No, I don't think
They
so.
didn't know that, by the way, Connor.
Duggar?
If you didn't know any of these people, we'd be in big trouble.
J.C.
I'm just making sure.
Jackson's back. Duggar's in the back end playing safety. He's a good player. Bentley's a stud. Bill still can D you up. All right, whatever you do well, like Pittsburgh, they're going to go in there and say, okay, here's the game records, right?
Bingo.
D you down.
There's not going to.
D your ass down.
There's not going to be a lot of
Belichick does.
game
shirtless
records.
ring camera.
Get that D deep in you.
Yeah,
Put you down.
he can D down. Right?
Yeah.
He can.
So-
Peppers, you're forgetting too, which he was the one that came out and said, you're lucky we're ass. And NFL Films, by the way,
Letting that out.
That's such bullshit. I understand
That is.
the
Was
Patriots
that them or
being
the team?
bad.
Was that them or the team?
NFL, I'm blaming NFL Films, no matter what.
Why would you put that out on a pork kid?
It is-
Exactly.
It's horseshit. Like I get the Patriots are bad, and it is funny for a lot of the league to watch, and I can even accept that.
I agree with you.
Don't be releasing that shit. It's actually bullshit. That
Will
NFL
say
film.
he's not the first person that's ever said that, by the way.
No.
There's been a lot of conversations after the game like, we ain't got this shit figured out.
Exactly.
Yeah, like there's a lot of times
Coach is
where-
probably walking out of that house with no shirt on up there thinking the same thing. They just told whoever, hey, we're ass.
Hey, Peppers,
ridiculous.
Peppers, you're right. Yeah, but you're right. That is
It is actually did piss me off. I was laying in bed last night thinking about it, and I was like, why wasn't I more pissed about that? So today,
we haven't really brought it up. I think because we think it's such bullshit, we haven't brought it up on this particular program.
Yeah.
You're actually the first time to bring it up. But now that we are having a conversation about it, that was malarkey.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like genuinely bull. And you saying that too, like, hey, that happens all the time, and they're just deciding to let this one out. Like, it's actually bullshit. And NFL Films can go to hell.
Here's the. All right.
Yep.
We don't know if it was NFL Films. We don't know if it was the team maybe that let this one out.
Just my opinion.
Maybe
by
the Giants social media let this one out. We're not 100% sure. Here's the video that Conman's talking about. Peppers and Saquon Barkley embracing each other after the game.
The Giants defeat the Patriots 10-7.
Lucky we had.
The Giants.
So that's the team we got on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah,
right.
Coach. In that bottom left graphic, that's NFL Films. That's not anything else. That's in all of their things after the game.
I don't know.
We don't know.
I'm
wrong.
telling you that
Might be right.
They are. It is after the games when they do this stuff. That is the graphic that they use for every team.
What if NFL Films like, You know, we haven't really reminded people that we have the power to do whatever we want.
Yeah, could be.
And this was just a little bit of a reminder out there. But what Pepper says there to Saquon Barkley is something we all heard, and we all immediately looked at this Thursday Night Football game. Peppers and the boys on defense side are good. Pittsburgh, defensive side, very good. Obviously, we all know TJ.
What?
We talked to his brother every single week, and that's been awesome.
Yeah.
JJ has been awesome on this particular program. On CBS on Sunday, he's good too. He's good too. Two different operations, but he's great on this particular show. Tomlin still got that defense humming too as well, right?
Yeah, Terrell Austin's the D coordinator. He does a great job over there. You mentioned TJ Highsmith on the other side. He's got 6.5 sacks. I think TJ's got 14. You guys talked ad nauseum about how he got a half sack taken away yesterday with brother. Right?
He was not happy. Did you know that?
No, none of those Russian guys that sack the quarterback get happy about that.
Yeah, did you know about
That's
the
a real
process?
deal. Like when you send the pills in and they come back and say, I didn't get what? And then you write the deal and it's
Write the deal.
You remember how
Darius
deal.
just said that Robert Mathis on like Thursday after games would still be like
He used
half sack.
They'd come in. Hey, Coach, we got absolutely. Conte, get down here, boom, write it up, excuse me. That's a big deal.
Yes,
it's hard to get to 19.5 sacks.
Legacies.
So you got to have, so to get that, I mean.
That's literally all you're judged upon, you know?
Yep.
Like Jadeveon Clowney, remember, for years. How many sacks? That's all anybody cared about. This guy's a bust. How many sacks? But he was still playing 9 years in on different teams getting paid, not because of the sacks, but because he was just disrupting the entire game. If you're a pass rusher, a quarterback tackler, you are only going to be judged on the number of sacks that you have. That is going to be the conversation whenever you go maybe into the Hall of Fame, whenever you maybe get inducted into the Ring of Honor at your place, when you maybe get remembered in the football
they're not
world.
talking about, boy, he was a great edge setter.
No.
Boy, he'd stuff
Eric
the
Walden,
run.
for instance. Ewald.
Dude, remember the Cobra?
Love Ewald. So Ewald is a guy who was defensive end, outside linebacker, but nobody talks about him.
No.
You know why? Because he didn't just get to the quarterback every play. Instead, he was taking on tackles with his head, just setting the edge.
The Cobra strike.
With KG. That's from, I think,
Kevin Green.
Packers, Kevin Green.
Yeah, man.
With AJ Hawk, because that's where Eric Walden came from.
Killing people.
The wrong arm Cobra strike.
Killing people.
Eric Walden did that to a ref one.
Yeah.
That ref got way too close.
Yeah.
I will say that ref got way too close.
Yeah.
But
and
you're
that
talking
guy liked to put his hands on you, too. He shouldn't have done that.
Ewald's who, the ref?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. He got a little handsy. Some of these refs get a little bit handsy. There's a, what's the one that's straight back, the spot
Back
ball?
judge?
Back judge. There's one in the NFL, and you'll see him if you look for it. A lot of ass.
Squeezing and slapping.
A lot of grabbing.
Yeah.
A lot of this. I'm watching the game. I'm like, that guy's real friendly with that guy. And then, like, the next snap, I'm like, all right, now I might have some edibles in me. I got something to see here.
Take a peek here.
And all of a sudden, it's a different guy doing a lot of, and I'm like, this guy's real handsy.
What's going on here?
This guy's incredibly handsy here. I think we need a little bit of an investigation, but you're right. With Ewald, though, let's get back to that. They got a little close. You should never touch a ref.
Nope.
No.
Tough job, can't do that. Obviously not cool. Ewald had to apologize and did feel bad immediately after because he got kicked out. But he's like one of my favorite teammates of all time, a guy that I would certainly love to have on any team that I was creating, but he'll never go down into any Ring of Honors. He'll never go into any Hall of Fame.
No.
He'll never do any of that because of the number of sacks that he did not have.
He's in our Hall of Fame.
But for our team,
not-
he was
He's in ours.
he was
Great teammate, great human.
priceless.
Tough. Oh, my God.
Hilarious human being.
Unbelievable.
So whenever they're taking sacks away from guys, it's like you're actually taking away from their legacy. Like you are fighting openly against them accomplishing something. So whenever it was framed that TJ was like, the NFL's got something against me, they're like, this is the holding calls. And they're like, TJ, get over it. Everybody gets held. TJ was like, this ain't, hey, JJ, will you please
Tell him.
this ain't about holding calls. This is about them. And I guess the year where he was going to get a record, they took a half away from him as well. That they still
The Ravens game,
understand.
it was
Oh,
absurd.
whoa. TJ, he's an actual, you look at him, he's a primate.
Yeah.
Freaking nature.
Like whenever you see him, his head is that of one you've seen at a zoo. And his,
Oh, yeah.
The neck.
The veins in his neck.
the way he is
Yeah.
put together, and then the
Athletic kick.
he's a baboon.
Oh, yeah.
TJ Watt is.
Absolutely.
He is
Do you think he walks in the building like on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Right.
that same look on his face?
Yeah.
I would assume, especially if the NFL keeps screwing him. Here he is talking about this whole thing, and maybe tonight he won't get screwed by NFL.
I don't know. The NFL has something going against me, so I don't want to talk any more negatively towards them. I don't know what I did, but I'll leave it at that.
That was him letting the NFL know.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm up to your shit.
I'm on the
Know what you're doing.
I had to remain quiet through this entire thing.
Guess who's got a red dot on him tonight?
By the refs?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Come on.
John!
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Chuck.
Chuck.
Don't worry. Belichick is not going to let TJ Watt do anything.
It's funny you say that. You know, Bill Belichick, whenever he does these press conferences before games, he basically lets you know who on the other team he respects.
Yeah.
And the way he lets you know of that is if a question is asked from the media who he is normally short and bitter with, he will utilize it as a platform to explain why he has respect for the person that you just asked about. This is a 2.5-minute clip that we cut down to 45 seconds, but here's Bill Belichick talking about TJ Watt.
He's an instinctive player. He's very quick off the ball. He has a good edge pass rush. He's got really good lower body strength and balance. He does a very good job of closing to the quarterback and rarely gets knocked off balance. He might get hit, but he's able to play through contact and stay on his track. He really does a good job of condensing the pocket. Even when he doesn't hit the quarterback, he forces the quarterback into a smaller space that helps everybody else who's rushing, Highsmith or whoever the other edge player is. And
he would go on for another 2 minutes of just those things. All accolades, basically, that are positive for a pass rusher. Now, we've been around the NFL a while. TJ's been around the NFL a while. What he just heard is, I'm getting triple teamed by Bill Belichick tonight, right? That is pretty much what he just heard?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's how Bill will handle that.
But you can you can put one guy because they have another guy. Like if you're in Detroit and you're Hutchinson, you got no shot. You go into that game and it's doubles and triples because they got nobody else that can rush the passer. So at least they got Highsmith, they got Hayward, inside. They got some other dudes. Terrell will bring some blitz to free him up, get some singles. But yeah, for the most part, if it's 4-man rush, he's going to have a tight end over there. He's going to have a back setting over there chipping him.
Yep. So like whenever we were going up to play him, and Bill Belichick did like a minute and a half on T.Y. Hilton, it was like a cool thing. But then it was also like,
how many catches?
Someone else got to come on.
T, you got no shot.
Yeah.
You got
No chance.
Anytime he would compliment somebody, it's almost like a signal like, yeah, we respect you. And what that means is, yeah, you're doing nothing. And that was basically what happened. T.Y. had three humans looking at him on every single play.
Yeah.
And that was like a torch being passed from Reggie to T.Y. because Reggie was getting that treatment. And before Reggie, Marvin was getting that treatment. So then it was like almost how it went and the way the Colts and the Patriots used to play every single year. I was very lucky to see a lot of the operation, how everything goes. But you would literally see it in the first drive. You'd see T.Y., then you see a corner on him, then you see a safety like literally just shaded over, and then even an inside or an outside linebacker would just be like staring at him while the ball's being snapped. It's like T.Y., I don't think knew that immediately that it was over, but it's almost a sign of respect. It's like a passing of the torch. And if you have a big game against the New England Patriots, after already knowing that you're supposed to have or you're supposed to be the guy, it's like massive sign of respect. But Bill takes everybody away. Why didn't everybody do that?
Yeah, I mean, people try.
Yeah, they do.
People try. Like, Washington last week, I'm sure it was in their plan, like this guy.
Well,
I don't know
if it was.
I don't know, dude.
They didn't know
Rivera
Tyreek
thinks
They are a bad outfit.
I saw it yesterday, but like the post safety, were you not in the meetings this week?
Robert Rivera thought Tyreek Hill played for the Chiefs.
He just found out. He was so pumped for Tyreek. Oh, you're in Miami.
Can you imagine if
Good for you.
No taxes.
Poor Kendall Fuller.
Fuller. How about Josh Harrison?
Yeah.
Magic Johnson being like, well, we got to rebuild. That's the only. I don't know football that well, Josh Harris, but I know that one down there.
So, like, if you're George Pickens, like he's their guy. I know Deontay Johnson, Freiermuth, whatever, but George is not. He's going to have to work his tail off, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, he's not going to. He's going to be frustrated. It's going to happen early. It's going to happen often. He's not getting any balls tonight.
Joining us now is a man who might know a little bit more about this because he's been in the building. 3-time Super Bowl champion, Paisan hero, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lombardi.
How How we doing?
Lombo,
how we doing, guys?
We were just chit-chatting about football done right, and basically who we were talking about was Bill Belichick. And as soon as we heard him go on a 2.5-minute rant about TJ Watt, and then later go on another 2.5-minute rant whenever he was asked about again at the end, it's like throughout history here at Bill Belichick, whenever he does that, that normally means, hey, pal, I got a lot of respect for you, but also, yeah, your life's going to suck against us. Is that just kind of status quo up there for Bill Belichick, you think, Lombo?
Yeah, no question. I mean, if you're going to beat the Steelers and they got to beat somebody, you got to take T.J. Watt out of the game. I think one thing you look for tonight, when T.J. Watt's not in the game, they will try to throw the ball down the field. When you played against us with Freeney, whenever Freeney wasn't in the game, that's when you took your shots because you knew Freeney was on the sideline, and that's when you went no huddle to keep him over there. So if you're going to play against a great rusher, you got to chip them. You got to do everything you can. You got to make them tired, all those things. But these guys are in great shape. You can't make them tired. I mean, Max Crosby looks like he never gets tired. So when they're not in the game or if they're somewhere, you got to figure out a plan for them. I mean, look, every game is about, for Belichick, it's about point of emphasis. Like, what do we have to do to win the game? What do we have to avoid to lose? Now, they haven't done a very good job of that this year, but defensively, they played pretty well. I mean, the last 5 weeks that they've given up, I think, 76 points. They just can't score anything.
Yeah, they stink offensively there, which makes them tough to watch. But here we are, Thursday night, playing against another team that has similar kind of optical problems. Yep. Now, Dwight Freeney mentioned, I appreciate you bringing him up. He's running the College Football Hall of Fame this weekend.
Let's go, Dwight.
Congrats, Dwight. He needs to go into the NFL Hall of Fame as well. Hey, Mike Chappell, let's figure out how to be better.
I'll help Mike Chappell on that. I'll help Mike Chappell. See, Freeney's a guy that qualifies for the Hall of Fame. Here's why. Because on Tuesday, ask Chuck. All you talk about, all the offensive coaches talk about is how are we going to block Freeney? How are we going to block Freeney? When you got a Tuesday player, right, a Tuesday player, meaning you're in a game plan, and you got a plan for that guy specifically, and it's every single week that guy qualifies for a Hall of Fame. And if he has longevity, he's getting in the Hall of Fame. You guys mentioned before I came on Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's a Tuesday player. Like, you spend all day Tuesday trying to figure out how the hell are we going to take him out of the game. In the 4 games he hasn't had 100 yards so far this year, they're 1-3, right? The only game that he didn't have 100 yards in was the opener against the second game against New England, and they won that game. So you plan for Hill. Now, I agree with you. I'm not sure what Washington was doing in their game plan meetings. I don't know if they knew what jersey number he had. Maybe they thought he was on the Chiefs. I don't know. But that's what you do. And those guys go in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I agree. And Freeney, I think, on our show told us, like, the chip was basically created by New England to ruin my life. Like, that's kind of how the whole thing – is that accurate? Do you
I'm pretty sure the chip – well, remember – great pass rushers create different blocking schemes, right? When Lawrence Taylor played, running backs blocked linebackers because that's what he was. It was back on backer. And so they had Bill Walsh develop the molly block, which was pull the guard out to block them. And then that tried to help slow down Lawrence Taylor, which nothing could do. But the chip and all that came in because you got to get 5 into a route, but you also want to protect the quarterback. And so that's when the chip came into play in the NFL.
So if you're getting prepared for on Tuesdays and they're changing blocking strategies for you, you deserve to go in Hall of Fame. Freeney, go in the Hall of Fame, Freeney.
You got it, Dwight.
Hey,
I vote for him. Mike Chappell's got to get on it. I mean, it's like
he's got a log jam. This guy,
Charles Haley, waiting for like 3 times to get in the Hall of Fame. I mean, Charles Haley was disruptive. You just basically you had a block. It was hard to block him. Those guys, they, as Al Davis would say, they tilt the field.
I like a good impersonation.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely love that. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Lombo, biggest game of the weekend was the Niners and the Eagles. And in the first quarter, it looked like, Philly kind of knows what they're doing here. They're getting 4-man pressure. Maybe they do shut down the Niners. And then after that, it was just a 49ers shit show all over the Eagles. Should we be worried about them? And how big is it that they're getting Shaq Leonard in the building to help with that linebacking core, do you think?
Well, they need somebody in the building. The first 9 games of the season, they gave up about 68 yards rushing defensively. The last 3 games, they've given up 162 yards rushing. So their defensive front, their linebackers haven't played well. But the one thing about great coaches, and Chuck can verify this, whenever you watch the tape of the game, you get a sense of what that coach thought of that team. And Kyle Shanahan, really, when you study that tape, he was very eager to throw the ball. He was not formationing to run. He was formationing to throw. He wanted to attack the Eagles. He knew he had an advantage that the Eagles couldn't tackle. The Eagles are one of the poorest tackling teams in the secondary in football. He went after them, and he repeated plays and basically said to the Eagles, see if you could stop it. Go ahead. Try. You're not going to. And he was very aggressive with his passing game play calls. Because he felt like he had a huge advantage in that game, and he did. And for me, it also told me that he really trusts Purdy. And once he got control of the front, remember, the Eagles had 70 sacks last year. 60 came from the defensive line. They only have 32 sacks this year. 29 have come from the defensive line. So if they can't get there with 4, they're going to get exploited. And that's what's happened. They don't tackle well. They can't really cover well enough. And if their front doesn't dominate the game, they take over. And I thought Kyle showed everybody that.
Is that fixable, Lombo? Like, are we going to look back on this loss to the Niners 3 weeks from now and be like, hey, remember the Eagles got their asses beat against the Niners, and then that's when it changed? Or are we worried for them going forward?
Well, you're worried about whenever they play a good front. Like Dallas, they got pressure on Dak. If you go back and watch that tape, Dak was under pressure. Steele struggled to block Riddick. And so it's always about the matchups. Can they block the 4-man pressure? That's what they need to do. Dallas in the last 2 games against Philadelphia has moved for over 400 yards. Now, McCarthy was very aggressive in his play calling in the first game against Philadelphia. He went for it on 4th down, which typically Mike's more conservative. But I think Mike really feels like his skill players are better than the Eagles' coverage players.
Okay.
The key to them winning is going to be, can they protect Dak? Dak was under a lot of pressure. Remember, he scrambled quite a bit in that game. And when they had the ball first and 5 at the 6, Steele broke down and Riddick got the sack. That really pushed them out. That's what cost them the game. So I think when you watch it this week, if they control the front, they'll put yards on. They'll put points on. The other thing is Dallas gives up yards too, right? So Philly's going to move the ball well. Last time they played down there, Gardner Minshew put like 30.31 on them, I think.
Feels like you like the Eagles here, huh?
I think the line is interesting. It's 3.5. It's telling you something, right? There's a lot of money that came in early in the week on the Cowboys, and it seems like everybody that they're keeping it at 3.5. They're giving you the hook, which is tempting, right? You want to take it, and that's what worries you a little bit. To me, the books aren't stupid. When they put that out there, there's a reason. Dallas is really playing at home. If their front can get there, remember, the Eagles haven't been able to run the ball as effectively as they did last year. I mean, they averaged 4.6 yards a carry last year. They're down to 4.1 this year. And the other thing, what happens to them is, Pat, they don't get in front of the game. They don't play from in front like they did last year. Last year, they scored 206 points in the second quarter. This year, they're a deficit of 50 points in the second quarter.
So it sounds like you are a little worried about the Eagles. Let's talk about another team, baby. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah.
Look, they have a will of a champion, right? I mean, they are a tough. The quarterback's good. I don't, like they're not going to bench the quarterback. The quarterback's really good. They have this fight to them, but the problem is a space game becomes problem. They're going to have trouble covering. They have trouble covering, and I think Cowboys really have a good idea on how to attack them.
And they're going to have to beat the Niners at some point if they want to go to where they want to go to. The NFC is top heavy. Now let's go to the other side. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Lombo, the other marquee game on Sunday, Chiefs-Packers. Are we in the territory now where we should have some cause for concern with the Chiefs? Like, it seems like in years past, it's kind of always, hey, it doesn't matter. They have Patrick Mahomes. When push comes to shove, they're going to put themselves in a position to win the game, and most of the time they do. But Sunday night, their defense has been so good all year, and the Packers kind of just had their way with them and made them look pretty pedestrian, especially early on those first 2 drives. Can they turn things around with kind of how wide open the AFC is right now? And then on the flip side, the Packers, I mean, obviously the NFC is very top-heavy, but with the rest of the NFC playoff picture kind of in flux, like, do you think they're in a position with how they've played over the last few weeks that they could, really kind of make a little run here as we approach the playoffs?
I think the Packers, their offensive line, their pass protection was so good. I think that's what got them ahead of the Chiefs, and Love's really improved his accuracy. And these skill players, Reed, Dobbs, Watson have been really good. They're coming on. Musgrave was a good player until they had to put him on IR, the tight end. So I think this offense is starting to click and get their identity, and I think they're going to be a problem. I mean, they're playing Tommy DeVito this week back in New York on Monday night. They should win that game. I know Saquon Barkley can run the ball effectively, but DeVito has been sacked 20% of the times he's taken sacks this year. 20%. That's a lot. So they're going to be able to get ahead of the down and distance if they play them. For me, when I watch the Chiefs, they're 0-4 this year when their opponent scores more than 20 points, straight up and against the spread. So, when you worry about them is they're not the same Chief offense. We keep thinking it's going to turn around, but it's not. And a lot of it is because so much is placed on Kelsey. Whether he's 100% or not, I don't know. But he's down a full yard in yards per catch this year than he was last year. Right? His target percentage is up, meaning he's getting more looks, but he's not getting as many big plays as he once did. And a lot of that is reflective, A, he's 34 years old, and B, the other players around him haven't been able to help him. I think this is the one year we see the effect on Kelsey by not having Hill.
Yeah, and the AFC, a lot of parity, too.
Oh, yeah.
It is a bananas conference. Chuck, go ahead, pal.
Yeah, it seems like there's a bunch of 6-6 teams, 7-5, 8-3s. We know Baltimore's going to get back on the field this week.
New England's still in it, Chuck. New England's still in it.
Mathematically, I think they're still.
No,
I don't know. Ask Con Man if he feels good about that. But Lombo, who's your?
They don't want to be in it. They got to get a quarterback. They don't want to be in it. So that's a good thing.
That's how Connor feels too. Yeah.
Thank you, Lombo.
More cash on Pitt tonight, then. Hey, so Lombo, who's your dark horse? We just talked about Buffalo at 6-6 going into Kansas City on Sunday. Do you have a dark horse? Somebody should be really scared about making a run and making the playoffs.
I think Shane Steichen's done a great job in
Hell
Indianapolis.
yeah!
7-5. They blocked 2 punts last week. They blocked 2 punts. Their return game really helped them. Yeah. Their defense has really kind of let them down. They haven't been able to stop the run. I think their schedule is very favorable for them when you look at it. Cleveland has a favorable schedule, but Cleveland's kind of like a two-faced team. They play really good defense at home. They don't play well on the road.
29
to
points
me, I don't think you can rule out.
What?
I don't think you can rule out Buffalo.
They give up 29 points a game on the road. Cleveland, right?
Cleveland gives up 30 a game on the road.
Yeah.
Oh, they're horrible on the road. They're horrible on the road. I mean, the Rams went up and down the field on them, and I was on Cleveland in the game, and I thought everybody says, well, how could you be on Joe Flacco? That's the dumbest pick of all. Joe Flacco probably played the best quarterback the Browns have seen in 2 years. Bingo. I mean, seriously. I mean, he was better than Watson has been. I mean, he was throwing it good. The problem was the Browns' defense couldn't get off the field. They couldn't put any pressure on Stafford at all last week, and he threw darts. But, I don't think you can rule out Buffalo. Look, Buffalo's healthy. Buffalo's healthy this week. They're going to go into the game. Josh Allen's going to take the team and put it on his back. And he's tough to deal with. He's hard to tackle. He'll throw the ball all over the place. And here's where we are with Buffalo. There's no more, Josh, you play point guard and let everybody else you. It's now, Josh, you're the scoring point guard. You're going to have to help everybody. And I think they're a dangerous team when they get in that mode.
Okay. Conman has a question for you, Lombo.
Yeah, Lombo, I just, quick question about tonight. Are you mentally prepared for the fact that Al Michaels probably won't have a tie on? And is this as angry as you've ever been at Bill Belichick for having a bad team?
Look at me. I'm in a sweater. If I'm in a sweater and I'm in Jersey and he's in Pittsburgh, Al's going to make sure that he's got Toscano's takeout and he's got a sweater on tonight. There's no doubt about that. Look, I'm disappointed in the Patriots and their inability to do Belichickian type things in terms of fix the problems, which they haven't been able to do. I mean, you can look after they lost to Miami. I mean, they've been in every single game.
Oh, yeah.
But they've made mistakes like you can't believe. I mean, the interception, the fumble, they can't score. All that conversation we spent last year about Matt Patricia's not a good offensive coach, we could have never anticipated it was going to get worse, and it has. It has in every area. So, yeah, I am disappointed, and I think it'll get better once they get through it and they find a quarterback and they can move forward, because right now they're a team playing without a quarterback.
And when they move forward, Bill's the coach?
Well, you're going to see him this week. You can ask him. He'll be right there on the set with you. You can talk about Army, Navy, the history of the game, and I'm sure he'll give you a very, very revealing answer. But we know there's people in America that already have the answer. We've already heard that. We've heard it on your show before. So I'm sure people know.
Hold on. You said a lot of things there.
I did say a lot of things without saying anything.
Yeah, bingo.
Without saying anything.
That's classic Bill Belichick. Is he gonna? He's gonna be at game day. He's gonna be at the Army Navy this weekend.
Well, I mean, it's in Foxborough. I assume he's going to be there for you. You're going to see him. You know, this is an important game for. It's an important game for his family. I mean, Bill played one of the things about the Patriot Way, and I know it hasn't been successful this year, but the Patriot Way started at the Naval Academy, and I wrote about this in my book. Much like Bill Gates would not have become Bill Gates had he not grown up on the campus of the University of Washington and had an ability to get to computer labs.
Wow.
Belichick might not have been who he is if he didn't play catch every day with Roger Staubach as a young kid, and his dad was a coach at the Naval Academy. That part of it is part of the Patriot Way. The discipline.
What's that book?
It's
the
called
Wickersham
Football
book?
Done Right.
No, the book about all the people like
that's called Outliers. I think it's Outliers.
Malcolm Gladwell.
Yeah, I think it's called Outliers.
Yeah, that was in the Aaron Rodgers book club.
Yeah.
About how, hey, some people who will go on to be the greatest of all time at something, well, they might have had a little bit of assistance, like being within the proximity of the only computer that was in United States of America. Bill Gates was within walking distance of. I think that was in that story and everything like that. The thought of Bill being and growing up in the Navy. Not only did he learn discipline, accountability, everything that the U.S. military and the Naval Academy preaches and teaches, but also football, just the basics of it. Like that's fundamental football through and through. What a weapon, dude. I can't wait to see him. This will be a first time talking to him as opposed to him talking to Vinatieri.
Yep.
Love you. You're the greatest. And then, hey, coach, good to see you. And then he's just on his way out.
You mentioned Vinatieri. I think it's interesting on the day where Robbie Gould retired. I think it's an interesting story. When you see Bill, you'll ask him what player that he had a cut that was probably what he felt like was his biggest mistake. He'll tell you Robbie Gould. And because he had Vinatieri, he couldn't keep Gould. Vinatieri was on the team at the time, and you could ask Adam, but they knew Gould was a good kicker. They just had Vinatieri, unfortunately, and they couldn't keep Gould. There wasn't the rules where you could put a guy on practice squad at the time. So it's kind of interesting how Gould is going to retire now, and you mentioned Vinatieri. That's one of the things that still bothers him to this day, that he didn't be able to enjoy the fruits of Gould, but he had Vinatieri.
All right, so a couple things there. You said a lot without, there. I know I have an Italian horn necklace on.
Yep,
okay,
that's right.
Okay, 0.01% Italian. Our buddy Frankie also under the weather. We're pulling for you.
Yep,
we're pulling for you, Meraldo. You're more Italian than me. Have I been pronouncing Vinatieri's name wrong this entire time?
I always say Vinatieri. Vinatieri. I give it a little bit of more specific.
A little bit more pizzazz.
How about 6 years in that team meeting? I've been screwing that up for 6 years.
Pronounce name. You don't want to go by.
Well, it's Robbie Gould, too. They call him Gould.
Jan Loves, yeah.
But I do, Robbie coming out of Penn State, he didn't have like the best year his senior year, I don't think. If my memory serves me accurate, because Robbie has a little brother, same class as me, Chris, I think his name is. He's special teams coach now in the NFL, and he ended up going to Virginia, I think, to kick. So I met them all at the Penn State kicking camp. The one that I won the camp, obviously. And then McQueary told me I wasn't Penn State material. Look that up, who that is. Thank God I'm not. But nonetheless, I was supposed to go to Penn State, and I got to meet Rob. Robbie was very kind to me, like very, very nice to me. I didn't know much about kicking. I was a soccer player that just was bombing ball, like actually murdering footballs. Robbie was very nice to me. His family was very nice to me, but he didn't have like the best senior year. So whenever he went up to New England, the story goes that him and Vinatieri really worked together. Like they actually got along very well. And like Vinny, like I don't want to say gave him a lot of game, but I think Robbie thanks Vinny for a lot of stuff from that training camp and that whole process. And then Robbie obviously goes on to have this historic Hall of Fame career pretty much. And he retired. Congrats on a hell of a run, Robbie.
Boy, Robbo.
Thank you for being nice to me, Robbie, too, whenever I was just a young buck. Gould, Robbie Gould, not a bad player. But I can't wait to meet Bill. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, let's go.
That's amazing if I get to do that. Nice handshake. I'm just maybe pop the top off.
Yeah,
should.
Let's do it.
Remember you?
Yeah.
You did it.
I seen you. I seen you in that whole camera. Tone has a question for you, Lombo.
Yeah, Lombo, it's a shame tonight, really, because for 20 years, this would have been the best matchup of the week, easily, probably of the season. And that's probably because 7 and 12 were on the field. And now they're not. Can we safely say that the Patriots and Steelers have missed on their first round quarterbacks, and how far does that set you back? What do you think is going to happen tonight, too?
I don't know. Look, I don't think the Steelers think they missed on Pickett. I think they're still involved in it. I think they're going to keep going down this road. I think a lot of America thinks they have. I'm not sure the Steelers internally have. I think New England has come to the realization after 3 seasons, rarely do you ever see a quarterback play as well as he did as a rookie and then not play well now. I mean, that trajectory never happens in football, yet it has. But there were moments as a rookie that Mac made a lot of mistakes in Indianapolis, as an example. 2 bad interceptions in the middle 8 in that game, ultimately coming off a 7-game win streak, cost them. And those mistakes, although as a rookie looked like you could overcome them, have creeped up in his 3rd season. So they haven't gone away. And I think it's fairly obvious that they can't get the ball down the field. You could say they don't have skilled players, all that. But you have to conclude beyond a reasonable doubt that they need a quarterback. I'm not sure Pittsburgh's at that same point, depending on where they are. To me, I thought Pittsburgh, if they had Kirk Cousins on this team, where Pickett could still develop if he had that ability, then, you got a chance to move forward really quickly.
Love Ben. Love him.
Oh, yeah.
Hard not to.
Way to go, Ben. Love you.
Best. And football.
Love football and with Ben Roethlisberger. But his last couple of years, I mean, we were not really playing football, We were throwing the ball as soon, boom, bang, pow, right there. If you had, remember the year the Duck, love Duck, Ducky. Love Duck.
I love the Duckster.
Yeah, we went to, we traveled to Pittsburgh to watch the Duck show live.
He landed on his feet.
Yes, he certainly has. And we are incredibly proud of Duck. But if you think about Kirk Cousins or one of those types of quarterbacks, and whenever we say those types of quarterbacks, we don't mean this as a shot. We're just talking about somebody that just actually is in here just to be a point guard, manage the game. Let's just move. We don't need to turn the ball over. Let's just kind of move. With those Steelers defenses, with how great they have been, I feel like that's why Pittsburgh fans are finally at the point where they're like, we're sick of this. That's why Matt Canada, first time getting fired since in the middle of the season, 19 what? Was the last time they fired coach or coordinator?
40-something. It was the owner who fired himself as the coach.
Smart guy.
It's crazy. These are 2 store
franchises. What's amazing about TJ Watt, though, when you say that, is the fact that Watt's able to get this many sacks and this much pressure for a team that never plays him in front. Right? I mean, that's really remarkable when you think about it, because ultimately what you want to do is what Kyle's trying to do in San Francisco. Kyle's in a mad dash to get the lead. He wants to throw it fast, get ahead, and then let those guys that he has, the strength of his team, excel. It's what Philly did last year. It's really the West Coast offense. That's what the West Coast offense is. It's not smash 7 curl. It's not 20 bingo cross. It's we're going to throw the ball to get the lead, and we're going to have our defensive line rush the passer to create turnovers. That's the essence of what the man was trying to accomplish in San Francisco, and he did. And I think what Pittsburgh's not been able to do is play from in front, and Watt still is tremendous. Highsmith is still tremendous. They're still able to get pressure on the passer, and they're in these tight, close games, which I think is a great tribute to them.
I don't want to go, to echo your point, I don't want to go back to Dwight Freeney and just keep doing this and banging this drum, but that's how Bill Polian built the Colts. That's literally how he built the Colts. Offense, we're going to spend money, a lot of it. Quarterback, weapon, tight end, running back. We're going to have a couple great ones. We're going to do this entire thing. We're going to get the lead, and then we got Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis, and they're just going to meet at the quarterback, and that's how this whole thing is going to go. And that was what led to the most successful decade in NFL history for the Indianapolis Colts.
Think about he played in the Dome, RCA Dome here. All those sacks came at home, right, Lombo? I mean, crowd noise.
That's right.
No, that was the
real crowd noise.
Yeah.
Well, those were Hoosiers screaming.
Yeah, through the speakers, maybe.
I mean,
but that was the whole. That was the whole deal.
Go ahead.
When you have a dome team that can rush the passer, and one of the things that I've always thought, if you were building a dome team, if you were a size speed dome team, it really enhanced yourself. I mean, think of the great Viking teams when they moved from the Metro Park and the Metropolitan Stadium into the Metrodome, right? Yeah. They had great Randall, Chris Dolman. I mean, they could really get after it, and that snap count. Now, back then, we were not as good with the silent count as we are today. So it has helped a little bit, but that snap count is the advantage that the offense has. And when you neutralize that advantage, when you can do that by the crowd noise, you should not be able to run the ball on any good dome team because the defense should gain the line of scrimmage immediately.
Hey, did you hear Tone Diggs yesterday on our program? I know you were hosting your show, so you might have missed it. He actually kind of said that maybe Acrisure wouldn't be sold out tonight.
That is what he said.
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
He said that.
I can't believe that.
Confidently.
We were mind blown by it, Lombo. But that's what he was saying. That's where we're at right now with the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. Now, it's filled up.
They're in the run. They're in the hunt. They're in the playoff. They can still get there. But I know it doesn't look pretty, but we don't grade these things on the beauty contest. I mean, they're still a hard team to play. I mean, they're good. The front's good. Look, last week was disappointing. I was on them. I thought they would beat the Steelers. I agree with what Bill Cowher said. Fourth and inches from the goal line, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are in shotgun. I mean, come on.
It's genius. Lombo, you were with the Patriots for a long time, Steelers fans for a long time. It's not about making the playoffs and losing in the first round of the playoffs. Like that's not what we're here for, and you know that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know that. And also, I know the last time I worked in Cleveland in '89 was the last time the Browns finished ahead of them. Mm-hmm. That's how good they are in terms of being able to maintain their
maybe you're a little spoiled, is what Lombo just said. Lombo just said maybe.
Sounded like
maybe a little spoiled. That's like the year we went 2-14 whenever we found out that Peyton's neck was going to be broken, literally in training camp, and he wasn't going to be able to play. There was Colts. They showing up with bags over their head.
That's right.
And it was like, tell you're real rich. Yeah. Real rich. 1 year. Things don't go
and then
right.
And then they get Andrew Luck. I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah,
New England.
I love
they didn't
football
have to
fans.
suffer through it.
I love football fans. They're the best. And Acrisure will be packed out tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Pittsburgh will show up for football. That just primetime NFL football. They will show up. Tone, what's the head?
Tony.
Tone's talking to people with season tickets, I think.
Yes.
I've heard some things.
Oh, no. If
selling-
there's yellows, if that looks like a University of Pittsburgh football game.
The New England Patriots, who won 6 Super Bowls in the last 20 years.
And they went to 11.
They had 25,000 people at the stadium last weekend.
Yeah, it wasn't prime time. It wasn't prime time.
That's right. 25,000 is generous.
This is prime time. This is like a city showcase almost. That's what happens. Yeah. There was nobody at that.
2,500, I think, is what you
I'm just
meant.
worried they're going to treat this like the old school Thursday Night Football on NFL when it was, like Color Rush, Jags, Titans.
Okay, well, the issue here is, and now that we're thinking and talking about it, it's like Patriots fans aren't traveling to Pittsburgh to watch this game.
No.
So, like, normally the assist you could potentially get from the other team, like the Patriots fans aren't even showing up at home.
No.
And they've paid thousands and thousands of dollars for season tickets.
Right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they're not showing up.
These are fan bases letting their teams know this ain't how we play football around here.
No.
Yeah. And it needs to be heard. It needs to be heard loud and clear. But Tony just added another great wrinkle to this game. Let's put the Color Rush uniforms on the line, too.
When we were the Bumblebee tonight?
Yeah.
The Steelers wearing the Bumblebee?
Listen, we're going to put a Lombardi on the line today.
What?
The losing coach immediately becomes the defense coordinator for the other team.
What? Or fired.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, we'll do Color Rush.
And the owners have to take a snap at running back and a snap at middle linebacker.
And also Renegade shipping up to Pittsburgh.
Boom.
Yep.
Okay. Ty has a question for you, Lombo, as we continue to draw up reasonings on why and how this game tonight could be the Mega Bowl.
Absolutely.
In Week 14.
Lombo, we were talking about this a little bit yesterday, and I know on the GM Shuffle you got a little hot about it, but at what point do you think people are going to start giving Brock Purdy a little bit of credit for actually being good at football? It seems like we kind of just create deficiencies for him, even though everyone watches him play on Sunday and he just continues to throw 4 touchdowns and for over 300 yards. We understand he was Mr. Irrelevant, but he's the odds-on favorite to win MVP. But even if he were to win the MVP this year and they win the Super Bowl, people are still going to make excuses and talk about his weapons and how good they are. Like, at what point do you think people will actually start to appreciate Brock Purdy for how good he is as a quarterback?
I think it's hard to make people understand the game of football. They see it their way, and they just won't change, and so it's hard to get them to see the obvious. And this is really obvious. I mean, look, I'm embarrassed to say I was in a scouting profession, and this kid went in the 7th round. How did you recognize it as somebody better? But one of the things you have to do in scouting is admit you made a mistake. And so this kid in that tape last week, Kyle Shanahan has complete faith in him. And I said on my podcast last week when he was 11-1 to be the MVP, that, there are a lot of Joe Montana-like qualities in the player. Now, he's not Joe. I'm not suggesting that. But his rhythm, his accuracy, his athleticism is sneaky good. And he's got great timing, and he throws the ball. And all he does is play point guard. He just distributes the football to the people in the right spot. And they have confidence in him, and he's likable. The team loves him. They love him. One of the things about Pickett, the team loves Pickett, right? If Pickett wasn't the kind of kid he was, I think the Steelers would be easier to move away from him. But they love him as a competitor and as a person.
Takes the boys to concerts.
Yeah, I mean, this kid is so good. I don't know why. The two players I don't understand why they're not in the MVP conversation. It was Purdy and Tyreek Hill. I don't understand how Tyreek Hill. People say, well, you got to vote for McCaffrey. No, wait a minute. The best offensive player in the game, the guy who tilts the field more than anybody, is Tyreek Hill. You're holding on to anything you have. When he goes to the sideline and you're the deep, ask Chuck. It's a different game calling when he ain't
Chuck
on the field.
The reason why I just looked that way is Chuck actually went, that is a...
Look, I love McCaffrey. McCaffrey's great. McCaffrey's tremendous. But he's like a luxury part to a beautiful car. He's tremendous, and he fits perfectly in what they do. But this Hill guy now, he tilts the field. You're scared to death. You're breathing. You can't call cover one. Your safety can't make a mistake. You can't do anything. And then when you have an angle on him, forget about it. What he has is rare. He's got rare speed, and rare quickness. Rare quickness and rare speed, that rarely goes together. But this kid's, I don't know why he's not in the MVP.
Hey, and durability.
And toughness.
Yeah.
And toughness. And he's tough, And so, with their defense, the way they play defense, and the way that they have this weapon, and if they continue to run the ball, look, they're going to be like most people in the Northeast. They're going to stay in Florida for the winter. They have one more road game this year, and it's in Baltimore. And then if they can win 4 of the next 5, they get home field advantage. You got to go play them down there. That ain't easy.
Yeah, that thickness is what coaches and everybody's actually thinking about going down there in Miami, and also Tootsies.
Yeah, of course.
There's the Miami flu that could potentially come second floor out there getting shoulder rubs. I've never seen it happen personally, but I've heard stories of other teams potentially wandering Miami until the wee hours and then not playing their best football the next day as they're sweating more than they have for the last 2 weeks because
and
the humidity.
Of hamstring pulls.
Yeah.
Hamstring pulls happen after you get done playing. Wonder how that
It's like
happens.
a combo.
Yeah.
It's like the clubs and nightlife. Let's boom. We'll get them a little, we'll spar with them.
Tire 'em out.
And then the heat and humidity during the game is going to dehydrate you. Boom. It's like a knockout down there. And they haven't had a team, that's really been able to take advantage of it. But Tyreek will run your ass to sleep.
Yeah.
He will. Yeah. That's a long day for people.
Well, let's not forget it. This is a defensive team. This defense is really good.
Great, Jalen.
And Fangio's done a great job, and they're hard to play. They make you play left-handed. They take away what you want to do. Washington threw for 140 yards on him. Poor Sam Howell got his butt kicked. He was all over, And so Fangio's got, after the Philly game, really, from the Philly game forward, this defense is one of the best defenses in football. They're hard to block. You can't separate from them, and you're not going to be able to score a lot of points on them. And they can score points if they don't turn it over. They can score points. They're a tough out.
Hey, Fangio's D's coming together.
One of the things you thought you could get an advantage of is if you could get them to come north. But now, since they're going to be resting for the next 4 out of 5 weeks in Florida, you ain't getting them north.
Pass rush-wise, you're not worried about that defense and losing Jalen Phillips? I know Van Ginkel's a good try-hard guy, but
that's
a
good white.
Yeah.
That's what Chuck just said.
He's good fifth.
He's first one in, last one out. Coach's kid, hard hat.
Motor.
I love him.
He's an amazing guy. Van Ginkel's an amazing guy. He's a free agent out there with a bunch of teams, and nobody signed him. This guy, all he did was make plays. He made plays for him last year.
Love him. I love him. But how big of loss is Jalen Phillips? That's a huge loss.
I think. Well, they played a lot during the season without him. I think Chubb's starting to play better. Look, they're going to miss him. Phillips is a really good player. I don't deny that. But I think their scheme is good, and it's hard to run the ball on these guys. And so you become one-dimensional against Vic Fangio's defense. It's a hard thing to go, and it's hard to put consistent drives week in and week out against them. And if they get the lead, they're capable of doing.
Forget about it
is right.
Hey, who are your picks for this weekend? What should we be looking at, you think, Lombo? How'd you do last weekend, too?
It was horrible. I was 0-2 last week. I was just bad. Because everybody said you can't take Flacco. I like Buffalo this week. I think Buffalo. I think Buffalo. I'm going to go on the Josh Allen trade, and I'll take the Broncos and the points in Los Angeles. I think both those are good plays.
Buffalo and the Broncos.
The Bees.
You're the best.
Thanks, guys.
Had a blast, ladies and gentlemen.
Enjoy Foxborough, Pat. Enjoy it.
I will. It's way out there.
Way out there.
It's way out there. Can't wait to experience this Army-Navy atmosphere and vibe. And if I get to shake old Bill Belichick's hand in the whole thing, that'd be quite a nice little treat.
Yeah.
Nice little football weekend. I appreciate you, pal. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lombardi.
Not to get lost either. Massachusetts, they have great laws when it comes to specific things.
Oh, do they have those types of things up there near Foxborough?
Yes, they do.
Okay, look who just found his Friday night.
Boom.
I like that. Got to open a window, though. Some of these hotels don't get necessarily as pumped whenever you just smoke inside of them.
Sure.
Now, Bob will take care of it. He won't care.
Well, I don't know if old Bob will be able to do that. I wonder if we'll run into him, too. Gillette Stadium, he needs to be around.
Yeah,
I'd assume. Finally, an event where there's a sold-out, crowd at home. Oh, my God. You can enjoy it. His team isn't playing.
Hey, that picture was embarrassing.
It's been like that this wasn't the last one. I mean, granted, it was the worst because of how bad the weather was, but it is embarrassing.
How about Tone thinking that was... You know what I mean? It seems like he's kind of
part of me is thinking, like, it should be. Why would you show up tonight? That's just part of my thinking, like, why support? But
the Pittsburgh
You're
7-5. You're from a town with a great football team. Go on and get them Steelers.
But no, I do know a few people who have season tickets, and
they're looking to unload those.
Might be looking to unload it and not being able to go.
Who are you going to sell them to?
Huh? Exactly.
Well, that's the problem, Chuck.
New England ain't coming down to buy them. Right?
No, why the hell would we do that?
I mean, there's a 50-year wait list on season tickets. People are always trying to get tickets.
That is what I'm talking about.
Same as New England. Like they just let people in for season tickets, and they applied in like 2003. It's crazy.
We got news for you.
Yeah.
You remember when you signed up for this? Man, you remember Tom and the boys and everything, what we were doing? Even better. We got the next one. Who is it? We don't know. That's kind of the fun part of this entire thing.
I will never ever
$100,000 a year.
I'll never forget being here my first year that I was here, and I saw a ticket commercial for the Colts on TV, and I was like, what is that?
Yeah, it's not great.
I'd never seen a ticket commercial in my life.
All right.
The bags on head stuff, too. I mean, especially Patriots and Steelers fans can't do it.
Well, that's... The Colts,
do it.
When the Colts did it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what made me think of it, because I saw that, I think, when they were playing the Giants.
So I'm very lucky to be from Pittsburgh, like NFL town. So I grew up following the NFL, right? Like, Steelers definitely the team that I wanted to win the most because everybody was happier when it happened. But, like, fell in love with players and stories and everything like that. So whenever you see the Indianapolis Colts for so long and just kind of and then you have 1 year where you couldn't have guessed that the starting quarterback wasn't going to be able to feel his fingers, you know, and he's Peyton Manning, and it doesn't work, and they're like, this stinks, go. It's like, oh my God, you guys have no idea about reality.
Yeah, been great.
You have no clue.
Get out if you want to wear a bag.
But also, I appreciate the expectations being high.
Yeah.
Because if the expectations aren't high, that means you stink for a long time.
Yeah, right.
And nobody wants that. Tonight's going to be a great game, a stink. Can't wait for it. Hour 2 on the other side with Coach Saban. Obviously, this is a conversation starter for everybody when they're talking about the dynasty, and there's still Raiders fans that are pissed off about this. Here's the game plan. Go out there in the middle of a snowstorm and make a kick that you're not supposed to make at all from 45 yards.
This is the Patriots season on the line.
Do you remember this moment right here in your head? Were you scared to death? Were you fucking pumped?
I would say I was probably more scared to death as I'm watching the Tuck Rule review and realizing, holy shit, we get the ball back. Oh, yeah, by the way, it's coming all down to you, man.
This will be a 45-yard attempt. That's Vinatieri's luck from this distance of late.
Once I got out on the field, I really had 3 thoughts. First and foremost, try to attack the ball, but stay light on your feet. Just like anybody, you're running on ice. If your cleats don't stick, you're falling on the ground, and then the ball's going to end up hitting your center right in the back of the head. I wasn't thinking about missing 4 of the last 5, if that's truly what was going on. For me, it was all about, hey, these guys aren't going to be able to get a good rush, get it straight and get it above the line of scrimmage. And thank goodness, as it left, and I saw that they didn't block it, then it was was all about, I don't know if it's going to have enough distance in this snow, let's hope for the best. And I really didn't know until the referees at the back of the end zone raised their hands. I couldn't really see it. Couldn't tell if it was good or not.
Hell yeah, because it's a snow globe. What a kick. What a moment. Obviously, that would go on to launch a dynasty that the NFL will never see again or before. What a kick. What a moment. Here's an overtime. You got to make another one.
Substantially easier kick. Not just because of the distance, but we called a timeout. We cleaned a bunch of ground. This is the one time that a coach actually icing me probably benefited us, right? Because it gave my offensive lineman with the big size 16 cleats to get out there and move a little bit more ground. And, not to say a game winner's ever easy, but this one compared to the one quarter before that was substantially different.
So you're coming out here sighing a little bit of relief. Oh, thank God. I can see the ground. I'm not going to fall.
Right.
We've already done this.
Exactly.
This is no problem.
Tied.
And then you murder that ball dead center. And then obviously in the Super Bowl, you have like a 49-yarder that you hit at the top of the upright. Couldn't have been a better ball, I don't think. You hit it cleaner. You have something inside of you, okay, that not a lot of people have. And Joe Burrow seemingly is a guy that has it. What is that?
I would love to tell you that I was born with or I developed the ability to, be a clutch under pressure. I do think that there's certain people that are born with the want or the ability to say, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Mariano Rivera. These guys and ladies are the type of people that go, I want the game coming down to me. I want to be the reason, LeBron, I want to be the reason why we win or lose. I was kind of that same person, playing soccer as center midfield, and in baseball, I either wanted to pitch or catch. I'd leave it there. I know what you're thinking. Knock it off. I know you. Anyway, but I always wanted to, be in the middle of the game and be the reason why. So once I get to football, obviously 59 minutes of the game.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
What?
let's go.
This show sticks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pig! Damn it!
be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Coach Saban Thursday, December 7th, 2023. Hour 2 of this program starts now.
Football!
It's happening tonight. Week 14 of the NFL season kicks off in Pittsburgh in what should be an absolute snoozer. The New England Patriots will take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll obviously chat about that later on in the show today. The Talks the Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. And a man who has joined us every single Thursday is currently 8-3-1 against the spread on these Thursday night football games. 36 years coaching football, 18 in college, 18 in the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, our coach, Chuck Burgoyne. Also joining us live from an attic in Ohio is a man who's the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. He's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner, and the current president of Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, father of 10, COVID survivor, AJ Hawk. AJ, how you doing, pal? That new haircut is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I appreciate my guy, Jake, but I just want to compliment Chuck. He looks like a big lumberjack over there, big strapping man.
Could you imagine Chuck with the axe? Keep chopping.
Yeah,
hey,
that's right.
Keep chopping.
That's right.
Is that what it's about?
Hey, if you don't put the axe down, that tree will eventually fall.
You give me 5 hours and an axe to cut down a tree, I'm spending 4 hours and 30 minutes sharpening the blade.
Sharpen that baby.
Yeah, you're damn right. They're damn right. Because how sharp that thing's going to be after 4.5 hours, that's one swing.
One cut.
And boom, it's done. And what are you going to be doing, AJ, with that dull-ass blade? Boom, boom, boom. Why ain't this working? Boom.
He would just use his jaw.
Boom. Joining us now. Go ahead.
And we both chop it down in 5 hours. Just who did more work? I guess who worked harder?
I'll be in there you're doing it wrong, dude. AJ, you were doing it wrong as I'm trying to sharpen that blade. Joining us now is a man who has sharpened the blade over the last 30 years.
Yep.
His record currently at the University of Alabama is 201 wins and 28 losses.
That's pretty good.
Is that good?
I think so.
7-time national champion. Ladies and gentlemen, a man whose team is in the college football playoff. Sorry about it. Head coach of Alabama, Nick Saban.
What's up, guys?
Coach, how we doing? Where are we today? This isn't the standard office here.
It's not standard. We're recruiting, so we're in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Just got here in the FBO and looking forward to visiting with you guys.
Well, we appreciate you taking time during your travels. So this is real. So college football. We're coaching football, and then when we're not coaching football, we're on the road recruiting. You're the greatest of all time. I assumed that you'd be able to FaceTime, Zoom, not have to be. You're in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Let's go, Coach. Still got the fastball.
Yeah, got to do it, man. I learned a long time ago that I wasn't great at coaching bad players to play good. So the key to the drill is getting good players. So that's why we're here.
Okay. Well, we hope that your hunt in Chattanooga, Tennessee is a fruitful one. And if anybody was to have Coach Saban walk into their school and be like, would love to have you on the out, how would you say no to that? I mean, I hung this thing up as soon as you signed it. I'm 36 years old. So anyways, let's move along here. Coach, you have the opportunity now because your team is SEC champions. Congratulations.
Yeah. Congrats, Coach.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You have the opportunity now to continue your season. And there's a new goal or a goal that you've had all along, but a new focus, which would be another national championship for yourself. There's been a lot of conversation about this whole thing and your team making it in there. Have you heard that? Do you have any opinions on it all? And how have you addressed it when other people have asked about it all?
Well, my responsibility and obligation is to our team. So I did the best job that I could to promote what we've been able to accomplish and winning, 11 straight games or whatever, beating the number one team in the country in Georgia. And we're a different team now than we were earlier in the season. So that was my obligation to our players and our team, and I'm proud of them for the way they responded to it. I'm proud of them the way they played in the SEC championship game. But everybody needs to understand, and my phone's been getting blowed up from people who didn't get in, as if I'm responsible for that. Look, we've been on the other side of this. We've been on the outside looking in. We've been the team that didn't get in. We've been the fifth place team. So we kind of know how it feels. And I actually feel bad about it because there really are a lot of teams this year who could make an argument to say we should be there. And I get that. And I feel great for our team. Our team's worked hard. I'm glad they have the opportunity to do what they have to do, play another number one team in the country in the Rose Bowl. That's a great opportunity. They worked hard for it. But I also have compassion and feel bad for the teams that have an argument to get into playoffs that didn't.
It's a tough setup. Power 5 is how they describe it, and there's only 4 spots. So it's a flawed system to begin with whenever it comes to potential fairness of champions. We're all happy to get to 12 team next year. I think you've had different thoughts and opinions on it all, but I think people forget that maybe you were a team that was left. Nick Saban, because literally your name is a lot of the. You think they're going to leave Nick Saban out of the college football play? It's like they have. That seems to get forgotten about. So I appreciate you handling that like an absolute gentleman there, Coach. Go ahead, AJ.
Coach, I'm curious about your schedule as far as your prep. Does it change anyway now that you're hopefully going to be playing 2 games compared to maybe the old system in BCS when, hey, we're just eyeing 1 game like a national championship?
Really, I think the first game is the most important because there's always a different. How many days do you have between games? And this year it's a 7-day turnaround. But initially, when I was younger as a head coach, I think we probably tried to practice our way to the game, which meant we had intermittent practices while we were recruiting and all that. And what I've kind of learned through the years is the best way to do it is have the players work out, have no, sort of technical practice type things. And then when you start to practice and get ready for the game. So we'll have 7 practices before Christmas, take 3 days off, have a regular week when we get to California. And then we got a 7-day turnaround this time. And, when we played Clemson, when we played Oklahoma and Miami, I think in 2018, and then we played Clemson out there. It was really tough. It was like a 9-day turnaround, but to get back from Miami to be in Tuscaloosa for 3 or 4 days to fly to California. So we learned a lot from that. And hopefully we'll do a little better job of getting ready for this game, flying to the West Coast than we did for that one, because we didn't play very well in that game.
I saw you talk a little bit about, growing up in the coaching ranks in the Big Ten, so the Rose Bowl obviously hold it in high regards and everything like that. This is a huge, massive game in the Rose Bowl. I mean, the college football playoff the games are going to be huge.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of. Are you telling your team this is just like any other game? And what are you relying upon from like the last 11 games, more specifically the SEC championship, going into these big ones with how you're talking to your team?
Well, I think our team still has a lot to prove. There's a lot of naysayers out there that think we shouldn't have gotten the playoffs. So, we have an opportunity to prove that we have to do that. And I really think that they know they're going to be playing a really good team. They just played the number one team in the country. They're going to get the opportunity to play the number one team in the country again. So I think their expectation of the quality of player that you're going to play against, what you have to do to prepare to play against that player as if he's going to be the best player you played against all year, is kind of the mentality that we used in the past. And I think it works in this scenario as well. So they know what the challenge is. And hopefully the key to the drill is to be able to focus this passion that you have and this energy that you have into positive execution. You got to have confidence and believe in yourself and trust and respect and your ability to do it, but also your teammate. I think it's important to be able to do that and to keep that right mindset to be able to do that so you can play your best football when your best football is needed.
Yeah, and you've only gotten better this year. I think that has been the big conversation about the Alabama team is it's like every week you see actual growth. And it's like, here's the buzzsaw. That's why the Georgia test, I think, was a big one for all of us to see. What do you think of that team after you played them? 29 straight. They lose one game. They're not in.
Yeah.
Back-to-back national champions. They're not in. Like, that's a banana situation as well. Did you talk to Kirby after the game, and what were your thoughts on their team?
Well, I just talked to Kirby briefly after the game, and, but look, I think Georgia's got a great team. I think they're one of the best teams in college football. I don't know who should have got in, who shouldn't have got in, but I know it was a great game. It was a really competitive game. The players played hard. It was a very physical game. It was the kind of game that if you're at Georgia or Alabama, that, that's why you came there to play in games like that. So it was a great venue, the SEC championship game. So, I'm proud of the way our team competed. We weren't always clean in the way that we played in the game. We made some mistakes. There's some things that we could do better, and we want the players to focus on that. But we also want them to gain confidence from the fact that, that they did make plays, they did control the line of scrimmage, they did do some good things in the game that we need to build on.
Yeah, quite a momentum builder, I'd say, beating Georgia. Speaking of your team, Ty has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, obviously you guys aren't satisfied with what you've accomplished thus far, but I'm just curious, like when you look at this year's team, do you feel that like it's maybe, has this year been more special than most, just when you consider, like you mentioned, the naysayers? We were down there in Tuscaloosa after the Texas game and all the rhetoric after that with, Coach Saban's lost his fastball. He doesn't want to be doing this anymore. Or, this isn't the same Alabama team that he typically has. And then from that point on, you guys have just gotten better and better each and every week. And here you are now. Like, so obviously you'll have a time to reflect when it's all said and done. But in the moment, does this team maybe feel more special than some of your other teams in the past?
I think the big thing is because we got off to a rough start, the team had something to prove. So what's always been the case for us in many of the years in the past is there's such a high expectation and a high level in the beginning. It creates a lot of anxiety for people to try to satisfy these expectations, which takes some of the fun out of it. What this year's team has been is a lot of fun to coach because everybody was sort of out to try to prove something. So everybody was working, getting better. We had great team chemistry, a lot of positive energy internally on the team to, inspire other people to do well. And everybody was willing to put the work in and make the commitment to do the things that we needed to do. And I think one of the great competitive things that this team has showed is the resiliency they have to overcome adversity, which is what's helped us have some of the really good victories that we had throughout the season.
Yeah, winning in the end seems like your team does very well.
Yep.
And that's a toughness. That's something you have to learn, you think? Your team has had to learn that type of stuff?
I don't think mental toughness is something that necessarily everyone has instilled in them. It's something that you have to be willing to take on because to have mental toughness means you're going to have to make choices and decisions you probably don't feel like making. But because of what you want to accomplish and the spirit that you have within you, you're willing to make those tough decisions and do the things you need to do to be successful. And that's what our guys have done a good job of.
I love a good mental toughness. Hey, that's the most important part of life, I think, mental toughness. You agree with that or no?
No, I think it is, because you can have no great victories in life unless you can overcome adversity, some of which you create for yourself, some of it you don't create. It's just a circumstance that you have to deal with. So to be able to sustain and how you sort of manage failures through mental toughness is really important, I think, to being successful.
Coach.
Nice. Yep.
That was sweet. That was really good. Hey, that's a good word right there.
Adversity sort of breaks some people. Adversity makes some people great. And it all goes back to that psychological disposition, mental toughness, whatever you want to talk about, to do it. But, I really wanted to make one comment before you guys get out of here is, being from West Virginia, I had like 25 people at the game, all Mountaineer fans, all love you.
Okay, good. That's good to hear.
All right, so that's number one.
Okay.
Number two, they showed me what you did before the game when you made your pick. I mean, you have to be crazy to do something like that.
I was excited to get it right there. So it was in that moment I realized you saw that, okay? And then the conversation in my head was, oh, does he like that or not? I was very intrigued to hear your thoughts. Yeah, dude, I didn't know there was that many people there either. It wasn't that packed at the beginning of the program, and I had not turned around in a while. And when they showed that sky view and it was the entire convention center packed out, that was when it really started getting real. I'm like, okay, here we go. But, Coach, I believed. You know what I mean? I believed in your team, Coach. I did. I genuinely did.
I appreciate it, man. really do.
Hey, no problem.
I do.
Good luck there in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Who are we recruiting right now? What are we looking for?
We're really not allowed to say because we're not allowed to publicly comment on anybody that we're recruiting until they actually sign. The early signing. December 20th, but appreciate you asking, but I just can't answer.
All right, well, whoever it is, you know what to do. Ladies and gentlemen, 7-time national champion in the hunt for an 8th. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Nick Saban. Thank you, Coach. Love hearing that about the West Virginia fans. That could go two different ways, too.
Yeah.
So with the whole answer to that could have gone two different ways, too. Happy to hear it was positive on both sides. That's great news, AJ.
Yeah.
We're having a nice little Thursday all of a sudden, AJ.
Beautiful Thursday. You think that was their SID or something has like a little program that can make his phone chop up when he's like, oh, we can't. Let's not get in trouble here and talk about our recruits.
Throttle down. Hey, who are your recruits?
Speed it up.
It is the thing I enjoy about it. The thing I enjoy about it all is with that technology, normally you're going to get what they said, but it's going to come back at 8x speed.
Exactly. Yeah, that was
and there was a moment in there where Nick Saban was Twista.
Yeah.
Did you hear it? He gave an answer.
Yep.
That if you listen back, very great, full Nick Saban answer in about a half a second or whatever.
Bars.
Technology's the best. Now, we are the only people on TV today on ESPN News.
Yep.
Today on ESPN News.
Still TV.
Okay.
Chompy, there's a 95-year-old man attempting a putt right now on ESPN from about 8 feet.
He's 95, really?
Yeah. I'm just guessing. I don't know who he is.
It was Bernard Longer.
Oh, Bernhard.
He buries it.
Great putt.
8-foot putt just fell center cup. We're talking. He had the long putter as well.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who it was, but I mean, absolute burial. So we're on ESPN News. We're the only people, I think, and it's because we come from the internet. And actually, when COVID happened, everybody just started doing what internet people do, which is like they start doing Zoom calls. FaceTime is 10,000 times better than Zoom whenever it comes to like tech and the matching up. But FaceTime also much more of a roll of the dice.
Yeah. For sure.
Zoom will be there for you, but it's going to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's going to be average.
Right.
FaceTime will be great, but there is a chance.
You have to roll with the punches sometimes.
Higher ceiling.
Yeah,
Higher ceiling.
much
right?
higher. See, the capability gap. We need to close
exactly.
the capability gap on FaceTime. But a lot of like people won't do it. They're like, we don't want it to look like shit. It's like we can get Nick Saban actually on the recruiting trail, like he is in the airport on the recruiting trail. Like, we would like to do it. Well, we don't know how the internet's going to be. It's like, well, we'll figure it out. I mean,
whatever.
we could get that. You know, I'm very grateful that he took time to chit chat with us. And
He's the man.
His
Has been all year.
How about his mindset too on the playoff? That was dope to hear.
Yeah, like everything about it's all like everything. I feel like I've learned so much from him and about him this year by having him on. Just how open and how he talked about different people he's talking to come up with all like how do I like, connect with players? How do I get the message across? Like everything. This dude thinks of everything. It feels like
it literally feels like I'm on a knee in the locker room.
Yeah.
And I'm just hearing him, and like whenever I'm going to like respond, I feel like I shouldn't be talking, you know, because it's like, feels like a coach is addressing the team. And when I'm hearing the message, like my first thing is like look somebody and be like, you hearing this shit? This is pretty good shit. And then like when he's done, I'm like, I gotta hit a follow-up.
Yeah.
It's not normal. It feels like we're in there.
Can you imagine the families and the parents, like when he comes and sits down and does a home visit?
Nick Saban.
Imagine the schools.
That's what Pat was saying. It's like, can you imagine him going into a high school and a kid not signing after that? Like sitting down with a kid who's playing high school football and gets offered a scholarship by Saban.
Well, we watched him work in that one movie that we don't know now.
Oh, yeah, Blindside.
Right. Blindside.
When he was with LSU.
We watch him work. He's, you know, I mean, he's a closer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let RJ lead the team out onto the field.
Here's some pictures from the recruiting trail, although he's not allowed to talk about it. There's a big son of a bitch he was recruiting in the living room.
Wow.
I don't know what position. I would say tackle, probably.
Yeah.
Has to be.
That's a left tackle, it appears.
Texas.
Hey, congrats to this dude going to be in the NFL in about 5 years. Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah. Texas homegrown boy.
You look at the number of, here's another kid, Nick Saban makes a stop at Butler, Alabama to check in on Tide's tight end commitment, Jay Lindsley. This guy's going to be in the NFL 5 years.
Yeah, there you go, Jay.
Congrats to him. Archie Manning's going to be throwing him the ball in the NFL in about 5 years.
That's right.
Pretty sweet.
That's, if you look at the number of NFL guys from Alabama, it's like, if he's coming in, it's like, congrats.
Yeah.
We think you're going to be an NFL
You're good enough
player.
to play in the NFL.
So it's going to be a lot of work. It's not going to be easy, but we'd love to have you in our factory pretty much. And it's like, how do you say no to that?
Someone did today.
Who?
The number one tackle went to Prime.
The Buffs.
Hey, he said he was going to work that offensive line.
He did.
Here we are.
Deion Sanders said he's going to work that offensive line. He's going to get the big guys. Gets the number one left tackle at IMG.
Huge.
I believe.
Yep.
He did that on Undisputed.
Correct.
That's pretty dope.
What did he pay?
I think there was a price. That was good.
He had a sweet chain.
2 or 3, probably.
Listen, you want a good left tackle right now? It's going to cost you $750,000 to $1 million.
Yeah.
Just that's what we need Matt Rule
per year?
I don't know.
Could a tackle get that per year, you think?
Well, I don't know. Matt Rule said a good quarterback out of the transfer portal is $1.5, $2 million.
Yep.
We need Matt Rule, head coach of Nebraska, to come out and give us full salary cap.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, what does everything cost, Coach Rule?
Well, I know it costs less coming out of high school, too. You got to pay more for a transfer portal guy who's proven it already versus the high school guy, I believe.
Well, it's a free agency.
That's right.
They've already had their rookie contract.
To keep your own
These
player.
kids are double dipping now, too. They're getting out of high school and then, transferring and getting another.
And I'm hearing guys are going into coaches saying, hey, it's going to cost this much to keep me.
Or I'm at.
So they just hired a new coach, full-time, Spencer Danielson over at Boise State.
Okay.
He was the interim, won 3 games, won the Mountain West
Hey, way to go. They fired the coach, get to the championship. Shout out to Boise.
Got it, and then their All-American running back, Ashton Jenny, a Texas kid. He was talking about going to the portal, so a group of guys got together and gave him a sweet deal. But apparently, AJ, to your question, got to sign a contract, binding contract. And I think it's 1 year. And you just, after that year, you get whatever you get, and then
we're in a different place than we were a year ago now. And I think there's guys going to their current coaches. Now, these coaches have gone to their homes, spoke to their parents and their families, and obviously NIL is a part of this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then 19-year-old kid has to go into the coach's office and say, I need another $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
Man.
Think about I'm thinking about me walking into Rich Rodriguez's office. Just, anytime you get called in there, bad news. Scared to death. Imagine walking in, opening the door, shutting it. Rich, how you doing? All right, here's the deal. I'm punter and kicker here. I know it. You know it. There's nothing else you could do. I'm going to need $250,000. Or guess what? Portal time. Rich Rod, get the out of my office. Now they can't do that.
You want to so bad.
Now
but
they can't. They have to be like, okay, let me. And as soon as you go, let me. Then all of a sudden, it's a whole different relationship.
Yeah.
It's a wild time now. Go ahead.
Well, there's probably some kids that do not have as much pull as they think they do, and they go in and say, "Hey, it's going to take $250 to keep me." He's like, "All right, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out, pal."
Oh, and
That'll
we get another
happen, too.
scholarship. Okay,
See,
that is awesome news. New NCAA head Charlie Baker.
Yep.
He chit-chatted about the NIL rules. Chuck, I'll be excited to get your take on this entire thing. And also, he flexes a little bit at the end about his era of running the NCAA versus maybe previous eras of the NCAA.
By the end of this year, I believe, we'll see what happens in December and January, I believe by the end of the year, we're going to have policies in place, voted on by the D1 board and the Board of Governors around consumer protections for student athletes around NIL. So that's 6-8 months. That's pretty good by NCAA standards, from what I understand, to get from the beginning to the end of a process.
Okay, so from what I've heard, 6 months, not bad. If I'm able to pull this off. So there's going to be some sort of rules for the NIL. I assume that's going to involve the transfer portal and where money's coming from. And hopefully they'll be able to get some guardrails on this, because I think anytime anybody talks about guardrails on it, people automatically the players don't deserve money. It's like, check my track record. Okay, players should have been paid a long time. I've been loud about this, maybe more so than any human that has had a platform in this entire thing. But the players are getting screwed in a lot of these deals, and there's nobody looking out for them. So it's like, we need some sort of, rules and guidelines here so that people can't come poach and do terrible things to people that are going to ruin the rest of their lives, as opposed to just right now. So I'm happy to hear that. What will those guidelines be for the NIL? Who knows? Different time. Speaking of different time, Trevor Lawrence had a high ankle sprain. It looked like his ankle turned sideways the other day.
Yeah.
He's already back in practice.
Kidding me?
Wow. AJ, he's back in practice.
How?
Tough sumbitch.
Look at this dude.
He credited the medical team down there. Like, was it? Man, I don't know. Is he going to play?
Okay, so we have no idea if he's going to play. A lot of great questions there. He spoke to the media yesterday after practice. We have 2 clips from him. The one was about the golf cart. He said he told them not to have that. The other was about the medical staff and how he goes about his day-to-day operations without blowing out his ankle even more, without wearing a cast or having crutches.
Walk around worried that you're going to step off the curb or step off the thing and make it worse. You're saying your job is to not make it any worse, right? As it continues to get better. You're not in the boot anymore. You don't see crutches. So, how do you go about your day not just worried about?
I mean, he's asking about no boot or crutches, which, great question. How is this happening?
Easy, man. It's fine. You just walk normally.
All right. Well, let's
slowly, careful. Try to keep
nothing.
people away from the legs. Try to keep my dogs from jumping all over me in the house and stuff like that.
There you go.
It's a great question, Mark.
All right. Thanks, Trevor.
Thanks, Trevor.
Yeah, we're good. All right.
Trevor feels like a bro.
Yeah.
With the way he handled that. I like his personality and who he is as a human, especially because he's been deemed the next one since high school, like freshman year of high school. So his humility is obviously awesome. How about this dude's tough? What is this all about? His ankle was sideways. That thing was sideways.
Bad.
Season ender. Didn't you? I instantly said, "Oh man, that sucks." Like, that's most likely a season ender. I try to gauge what it may be, and the dude's out there throwing already.
We saw him walking up the tunnel. He had an answer about that as well. That was his doing, not the Jacksonville Jaguars not having a cart, which is an easy joke
Right.
about the Jacksonville Jaguars that everybody saw. But here's Trevor Lawrence talking about that.
Yeah, we have an amazing medical staff that takes care of us and in every way that you could imagine. Anything that we need, they're always there. They work pretty much around the clock to take care of us. So we got one of, if not the best in the league. So there's I've heard what Amanda was telling me, kind of all the stuff that's been going on. And we talked about getting a cart, and I was going to get a cart, and then I'm standing there and, I'm already on the sideline at that point. The tunnel's right there. I just wanted to get off the field, get out of there. I didn't know what was going on with my ankle, and I felt like I could get off. And I was like, hey, you're good. Just don't bring it out. I'm going in. And then once I got in there, I'm like, this is a pretty long walk, you know. But I was already there, and they asked again if I wanted a cart. I'm like, no, we're gonna make it the whole way there. I didn't know there was cameras in the tunnel, you know. So that's kind of
when those things get there.
They're everywhere, exactly. So, but no, it's of course we have carts and we have everything we need, and I was the one that didn't choose to take one, you know. So, you guys put that on me. Maybe that was dumb. Maybe I should have taken one, whatever. But it's nothing to do with us not having a cart available. I don't think that would happen in the National Football League, especially here with the crew that we have. So, yeah.
It happened in England. Yeah, remember that when nobody was just standing there? So I'm not saying it wouldn't happen in the NFL, but I like hearing this from Trevor. Everything I hear about this guy is like, I'm very impressed with, honestly. And then here's video from practice today, AJ. Here's video from practice. Look at this dude jogging. What is his deal? Is this guy perfect, AJ? What's his deal?
He might be. I mean, that first off, beautiful setting. Looks amazing down there. It's crazy to think there's weather like that going on right now in America. When I see things like this, but yeah, I mean, he's moving great. I can go up on his toe. It looks like everything about it, but maybe that was the key. He's like, no, I need to keep this thing moving. I need to stay mobile. I'm going to walk to the locker room instead of letting it tighten up and stiffen up if I'm sitting on the back of some trailer.
What do you think, Chuck, whenever you're preparing for the Jags and you see this video?
Yeah, I mean, they're playing Cleveland, right?
Where's it at? Is it in Cleveland?
I think it's at Cleveland.
Oh, that's a whole different ball game. That's a whole different ball game in Cleveland.
So it obviously this guy is a tough son of a gun, right? Yes. To be able to do that, what we all saw. Maybe it wasn't as severe as they initially said, maybe a high ankle, right? Because if it's really a high ankle, this ain't happening.
Whoa, you're saying it's a fake?
No.
You're saying like the Achilles tear is fake?
Shock.
Yeah.
Chuck, whoa.
No,
Conspiracy Chuck.
Wow.
Whoa.
Well, how many high ankles have you seen? Like you're a day or two later, you're out there skipping around like Peter Pan.
We're all asking the same questions, Chuck.
Can it be low ankle?
Whenever it was announced, I thought, 2 to 3 weeks. They were the ones that said it was high ankle sprain, though. And then he came out and said not doing the tight ropes. I mean, that thing was sideways.
Looks so bad.
That thing was this guy's pliable, huh? This guy's
very pliable.
I like that.
So, like Kenny Pickett got the tightrope, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had a high ankle.
Yeah,
that's the common procedure now for a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, you just get that. It's 3 to 4 weeks, right?
Trevor heals very quickly. Remember, there was a question if he was playing earlier this year. I don't know if it was a Sunday or a Thursday night. It might have been a Thursday night game. And
He's got that Derek Carr
No,
quality.
and he's out there running
got that
around
dog.
like. Remember him scrambling around with the knee brace?
Oh, yes, I do
He didn't
remember
even.
that.
He didn't even look like he. Yeah.
New
missed a
Orleans. That was against the Saints when the Saints started kind of hot, and we were like, well, he's not going to be able to move.
How tall is this dude? He's 6, what?
I think
4 or
he's
5.
6'6".
This guy's special. Huh? Look at the way he's moving here.
6'6", 225.
Jesus.
Big SOB.
All right, Trevor. Hey, much respect.
Can't believe that.
He's like Derek Carr, Wolverine blood.
That's right.
Remember, there's been a couple times we thought Derek Carr's career was over, and he was back 4 days later.
Got shot in the groin
Yeah, see if
on
he plays
Thursday Night
this week.
Football.
We got attacked by Raiders fans because we assumed that Derek Carr's time in Las Vegas was over because of what happened on Thursday Night Football to his hip flexor.
Yeah.
When he was running on the sideline, it appeared as if full sniper, bang,
Going off the bone.
He's out. Marcus Mariota comes in, hits Darren Waller, does some other stuff. And it was like, all right, well, Derek Carr's clearly going to be out for a few weeks. Mariota might be able to just go ahead and do this thing. And with the way his contract is Derek Carr's time. We started getting attacked. It was like, we apologize. We didn't know that Derek Carr could heal like a damn Wolverine. Had no clue that was the case. Trevor Lawrence seems to have the same blood in him.
It's a right ankle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So there's not even, you would expect a heavy spat on the outside of the cleat, right?
How is he doing this?
I'll tell you, you talked about the weather. Being in hot is better.
True.
That helps a lot. That helps for sure.
Yeah, mentally and physically. You know what I mean? Just whenever you're cold, everything feels tighter, but then there's like actual science behind it. Like, whenever it's freezing cold, it's going to stiffen some things up. I'm becoming a bigger fan of Trevor Lawrence, and him saying, I don't want the cart. Okay, I don't want to, just let me walk. It's like, well, you're draped over 2 humans. You're not really walking. It's kind of Weekend at Bernie's with you. He's like, I don't need it.
Don't matter.
I don't need the cart. I respect it. I appreciate it.
Guy's tougher than a $2 steak. I don't think there's really any other way to put it.
Easiest thing to say about it all.
Exactly.
Now, C.J. Beathard might not even get a chance to get on the field.
No.
I know, which breaks my heart, but I'm glad Trevor's not going to be out for an extended period. Because we know CJ is very important, with getting things ready, obviously game plan, all that kind of stuff, going through all the different, things Trevor's going to need come Sunday. But we'll see Trevor out there.
Well, Beathard in the slot.
How come Aaron hasn't shown us his torn Achilles?
It's a good question.
That is a good question.
We haven't seen a scar. You're right.
Whoa. I don't need to see a scar.
No, I'm saying, yeah, you're trying to say, hey, how would he prove it then?
I mean, maybe we get Elatrosh on the program.
There it is.
Yeah, he'll come on.
Maybe we get the surgeon from the Achilles factory.
But you know this new procedure he had? Guess there's no scar. I mean, it's like nothing anymore.
Oh, I peppered him.
You know how they used to open you up from.
Hold on. What'd you say, AJ? You peppered him with questions the other night?
Oh, yeah. I talked to him for a while at dinner Saturday night. Yeah, I sat next to him. I would just ask him out all. He's operated on every athlete that's ever lived, pretty much, it seems like.
Oh, you were peppering Dr. Elatrosh?
What did he say? So what did he say?
Oh, yeah, about his ankle, Tommy John, everything.
So he's become the guy for the Achilles, but he's done everything, obviously, out there in L.A. Well, we got to chat with him a little bit on Sunday night. What a prestigious-looking gentleman.
Oh, my God.
He's a weapon.
He had that three-piece suit on.
Yeah, incredible.
And the jacket, when he first was walking, the jacket was swinging, and it was just the vest with the open with the hair.
His hair was.
I'm like, this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Holy hell, what are you? And then he comes over. Hey, I'm Dr. Neil Elatrosh. I'm like, Achilles factory.
You're the guy.
You're the guy. He goes, no,
That's exactly what you said.
Yeah, that is. And then we got into a full conversation. That party was hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Don't like to be the guy that drops names like that, but what a hysterical collection of Counting Crows guy was there.
Yeah, Adam Dirts.
There he is.
Right here.
Right, he was just
Look at
sitting.
Mr. Jones is right here.
From Workaholics.
Mr. Jones and me. So I shake hands with who Mr. Jones was with.
Yeah.
And they go, Counting Crows. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
And I go, what's the rhythm
Yeah.
to
that song?
I go, what's the rhythm to that Mr. Jones song? Because the thing was real loud.
Yep.
And I think Ty and Connor both immediately, Mr. Jones and me. I was like, that's the guy. And then I go back, Mr. Hey, great to see you. These are the boys here. Yeah, what a crew. A lot of people showed up for Aaron, man. I thought everybody hated him.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like he does seem to have a lot of support from people.
That's big, too.
What's that all about?
I don't know.
What's that about?
Maybe because he didn't get surgery. And it sounds like he just got some magic potion put on.
Wait, you guys didn't see it? You didn't see it? Look at his foot while you were there?
No.
He was just, dude, so casual walking around.
That's what I mean.
Dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. There was a dance.
Grooving a bit.
I assume you guys weren't wearing shoes or socks.
So he wasn't wearing
Nobody
his,
was.
He
That's
wasn't
what I
wearing his
figured.
moon boots. He wasn't wearing his moon boots. He was wearing dress.
Yeah, some Tom Fords probably or something like that.
Oh, so you guys were wearing shoes.
Yeah, people had masks on. We were wearing shoes. Yeah.
Both kinds of masks.
It was darker though, so it was almost like a darkness retreat.
Yeah.
But there was loud music being played.
That's right.
Great music.
AJ, you gave a speech. Did you give a speech at the end of that thing?
We still need that video.
I was forced up there a little bit. Talk a little while.
Did you do one of these afterwards? Drop the mic?
Had to have.
No, I did not. I was trying to get it back to DJ Griffin, the guy, and they wanted to keep speaking, other people.
Okay.
So we did.
Did Shane Gillis speak?
No, Shane did not.
He's
Should've
a
given the mic to
professional
Shane.
speaker.
I didn't know.
Why not?
I was in the back. I didn't know if Shane was still there. I want to call him out if he wasn't. But yeah, Shane, absolutely. I should have given the mic to Shane.
I thought about how we spent a majority of that night just yelling at Shane.
Barking at him.
Getting up there.
Go do stand up.
Come on, Shane.
Think about how bad he had.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He knew what we were doing. Though.
AJ, what was your speech about? Like being a lion and not being able to hunt when you're hurt?
I didn't get into that as much. Other people may have a little bit, but
There's motivational speech. We miss motivational speeches.
No, they were like toast, like thankful toast to Aaron, I guess.
Okay, here's the breezes.
Yeah,
Like that type of
40's
stuff.
big deal, right?
Huh?
40 big deal, right?
Big deal. There's a lot. I mean, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
It was the biggest thing I've ever.
By far.
Can you say where it was?
Oh, some Illuminati club.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we tell you, they'll kill you.
Somewhere on the East Coast.
They'll drink your blood, and you're no longer.
That was literally our thoughts as we were walking. We're like, we're not supposed to be here, obviously. This is for like the super elites. And then immediately you go, yep, the Illuminati is where they live.
Right.
This is where they do. And then you go in there, you go in an elevator, and it's like nicest room of all time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything's the nicest. And then, hey, can we smoke some tree in here? I know it's legal, classic, same thing.
Right.
No, please do not. All right, okay.
You sure?
And then boom, you want to go up to the roof though?
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely do. And they took care of us.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they did.
They were incredibly nice there. Very good people.
Yeah.
Which I did not expect. Very good people there.
Immaculate raw bar.
Fantastic. The cookies.
Everybody was dressed really fantastically except for Shane Gillis.
Correct.
He's
Yep.
wearing a T-shirt.
Looked like a prick.
Bunch
Yeah.
of stains on it.
Did Connor have an animal shirt on?
Yes,
with
I
a
did.
sport coat.
Okay.
How many people?
Black lab.
Con looked good.
Couple hundred?
100 people?
Yeah,
120 people?
100.
That DJ was incredible.
Best DJ I've ever
Well, they
heard.
shut him off for people to talk.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how you would be able to do that. Somebody had to have a lot of courage to tell that DJ who was in the. I mean,
Yeah, he was.
He was in the
So
zone.
good.
Yeah.
He was in the zone.
Swinging a hot bat.
He was. Everyone that came, it was like, whoa, another one.
Yeah.
Every single song, you go, how'd he put this one together? That's all night. That's all I was saying to Flynn and everyone. I didn't see this coming. No
Actual
transition.
artist, it feels like, in the
Yeah.
DJ
Yeah.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
was doing that whole thing. Was like, this is nice. The drinks, obviously, very heavy pours.
Very heavy.
Very heavy.
Best
pours.
old fashioned I ever had.
Did not expect how heavy those pours were.
Appreciated it, though.
Yeah, definitely. Wife and I danced a little bit.
Uh-huh.
It was a great time.
Grooving.
It was a great part. It was a good time. Thanks for putting that together, AJ.
Thank you, Hawker.
Will he do one when he turns 50, you think?
I'm not going to make it that far. What is that, 10 years from now, obviously?
Yeah, that's a decade.
Yeah, I ain't going to be there for
Yeah,
that.
why not?
And neither
Where
are
would
you,
that
Chuck.
Whoa.
Well, I'm setting a goal. If I'm going to do it.
Just because he'll be in Wyoming.
Christ.
You're a bad
Yeah.
guy.
What?
The worst.
You are a
He'll
bad
be
guy.
in Wyoming.
Did you hear what he
Just-
said? Yeah. You didn't hear it.
That's all I do.
Why? Why is that?
What?
Keep motivating me, Con.
Well, exactly.
That's right.
That's what I'm doing. I'm one of your haters. You just gotta stick it to your haters, Chuck.
No, Chuck should have no haters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is what we're all thinking, including Chuck. And I'll go to bat. Hey, 10 years from now, when I turn 46 and Aaron turns 50, we'll have a blast. We'll have a party. Sound good?
It's so fun. You'll turn 110.
What's your deal? He's not 100 years old.
He isn't?
He's not 100 years old. Look at how
What is Chuck? What are you, 54? Chuck, what are you?
Can you hear him?
You don't have to say.
63.
Handsome.
Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? I would love to see Chuck at his high school reunion. He's probably like, hey, who are all these old people at my high school reunion? Because he looks so good.
You do look very
Appreciate
good.
you.
Is it because you're on that bike, right?
Yep.
Every day.
Yep.
This morning you're on it?
Yep.
Dog.
We're lunging.
Oh, yeah. Heavy lunging.
I'm not into that.
Why not?
Why?
I like.
Tough.
It's hard to get up and down.
Oh, okay.
After the fact.
Okay, I think the lunging's helping us.
I think so.
I think it's helping me.
You guys all look wonderful.
Thank you.
I'm in
There's
great
some
shape.
science
Thanks, Chuck.
on this particular side. And this morning was difficult. 4 people ordered McDonald's about 9 a.m. And then there was
Not to
apple
mention-
crisp that was
Yeah.
delivered
Yeah.
and 4 dozen donuts
Yeah.
that were delivered. So, I mean, people were attacking from all angles
Mental
Yeah.
war.
on this particular office.
Thursday.
And I gave in. I'm going to be honest.
Wheels came off.
All fronts.
Sometimes you have to.
Thursday's cheat day in the office.
You
You
need
know that?
to. I think you need to.
Had a couple fries from Tone, stole a couple of his fries from McDonald's.
Wait, did anyone get McDonald's breakfast or just
ZD baby did.
that smells? Yeah,
Zeke got
McDonald's
breakfast, I got
breakfast
lunch.
smells great.
Bro, Zito showed up with his. I was sitting. I don't know if I just got off a call or if I was just getting on to said call. But Zito walks over to me and he just turns his screen like this, and it's Egg McMuffin full screen. And he's like, "We doing this?" And I'm like, "No, come on." I just
You almost bet.
I said I just had apple crisp. That a lovely lady dropped off here, and then we got 4 dozen donuts. I just had one of those. I can't do McDonald's. And then he like turned it one more time.
Sure.
And I was like, no. So I sit down. I have this call, 15, 20 minutes. It ends. And then all of a sudden, a McDonald's bag shows up right next to me. Tone Diggs ordered McDonald's as well.
Yep.
Did not know Zito was ordering McDonald's.
No.
And then you go down the line, there's 2 other McDonald's orders, all independently. I'm like, everybody was thinking about McDonald's today. We had quarter pounder with cheese. We had a double cheeseburger. We had egg McMuffins.
What?
We had some nugs. I think
What?
Tony even had some nugs in there.
Yeah, it was a
we had
good
the whole menu in this place. It was
Well,
It was a
I'm
war.
sick of it.
It was
well,
a battle.
Pat, you know and I know, after the day we had yesterday, there's only one way to kind of raise the mood in the place, and it's Dawn's.
Well, especially with the game we have tonight. And AJ, we haven't even gotten your take on it yet. So tonight, lowest over-under total in 30 years. The Steelers are favored by 6 at home. 30.5 is the point total that they are expecting. Now, that would be obviously 16-15 winner for the over to hit. Both teams would have to score multiple times. I don't know if anybody thinks that's possible. AJ, what are your thoughts on how this game's going to go? And leading up to it, are you excited about it? You know, because I've worked myself into a shoot.
Me too.
I'm excited for tonight all of a sudden, AJ.
I'm absolutely excited. I heard Chuck say earlier, like, hey, he's a defensive guy. You're going to see some great defense tonight. And yeah, there may be some lack of, explosiveness on offense, but I think these defenses can absolutely play and fly around. But I feel like 6 points is a big time spread when the over under is only 30.
You are correct.
Right?
That's what we like to call a math game in the business.
Yeah.
Which means you have to take the Patriots, I believe.
And the under.
Man, yeah. I guess, I don't know. I mean, what if for some reason it's possible that we see a shootout tonight? Could that happen?
I thought that this morning. I sat down and I was like, you know what? It's the NFL. It's so stupid. Nothing makes sense. Why not tonight turn into a 49-47 absolute stunner and shootout? Pickens goes for 250 yards. Yep. Maybe even zip on the ball, Zappy completes some passes. I mean, who knows? There's a chance that could happen. Then you start thinking about it. Then you're like, oh, Bill Belichick's on one side.
Yeah.
Okay, he is showcasing to the world. I still have my fastball with his defense and what he's been doing to everybody. And on the other side, Mike Tomlin's having to do the same exact thing. Yeah. The only things that are, those are two very defensive-minded coaches. The only things that aren't very, like, Hall of Fame level is like both offensive sides.
True. Sure.
So that's why I think that we think there's no chance of a shootout tonight.
Yeah.
I think. Even though I was there with you, AJ, for like...
Both of them have showed signs. Both of them have flashed.
There's been completions.
They have.
Down the field. Down the field.
They haven't flashed. They're terrible, and I'm not saying they...
I saw Juju Smith-Schuster catch that one ball.
Yeah, it's a Juju revenge game. He might go for 400.
No touchdown is plus 1,300 if you want to get in on that.
And that is so low. Like,
It's
usually
so
it's
low.
plus 5,000. The fact that it's plus 1,300 is ridiculous. Juju Smith-Schuster, there's been a lot of signings over the past few years. You can throw Juju up there with, Jonnu Smith, one of the worst that we've ever had. But our best receiver.
Juju?
Yeah. Best receiver, Pop Douglas. He's out. Best running back, Ramondre Stevenson. He's out. Kayshon Boutte, which a lot of people pronounce Boutte. He's out. It's just, there's nothing really for the New England Patriots that looks good. The only way they stay in the game is if they run the ball, which will drain the clock. The under is just...
And you also like Zeke over, right?
Zeke over, I think, is the best bet you can have for the Patriots tonight. And obviously...
But you're playing the Steelers defense.
Yes, but the Steelers defense, their only thing that they do is give up
how many yards?
Tons of yards.
Especially on the ground.
Jeez Louise.
Tell me, we're building the fight here.
Well, I mean, he asked me a question. He knew what it... Yeah,
22nd in the league.
Against the
Who's
run?
your favorite team, Tone?
And that was one of the Patriots, one of the best
But
running.
I will say this, I did see a confirmed color rush will be happening tonight for the Steelers, and they are undefeated when wearing
Is it
color rush.
Bumblebee?
No, it's all black.
All black.
Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the law.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Of the law. It's Pittsburgh Knights.
Yeah, with I believe yellow.
This is Pittsburgh Knights. You keep your head on a swivel.
Whoa.
This is Southside. This is Carson Street. This is Pittsburgh Knights.
What?
You'll get punched in the mouth by somebody wearing Affliction, somebody wearing FUBU, and somebody wearing everything in between. This is Pittsburgh Knights, pal.
Yeah, and huge deal. I did hear a rumor that the end zones are going to be yellow, which if you're from the area, that is a big deal. So
damn it,
they are trying to pull out all the stops to get a win tonight.
They spray paint that turf?
No, just the end zones.
Who's getting introduced first?
Ooh, who's getting introduced
Last or first?
Rumor has it they're also going to have a Butch Bechtold sticker on the helmets.
And if not,
we're going
to be bummed out.
We're going to be bummed out.
Chuck, you were just about to go into some stats. I think they were saying maybe Zeke does run and hit his over tonight. The 22nd in the NFL.
22nd.
Is that the weakness of the Steelers defense? Is that what you're thinking? And what does that mean?
It looks like it. They're 19th against the pass. Give up 19.1 points a game. 21st overall. The good thing about this team, they don't turn the ball away. Give the ball away, and they turn it over. They're plus 10 turnover margins, which is number 2 in the National Football League. Second.
Steelers, right.
Yeah, I have a question. Well,
and New England's minus 9.
Yeah.
You guys are just...
They're almost...
minus 9 like golf. That's our par.
No. Minus 9 is
That would be
not
pretty good.
No, minus 9 is great. We're 9 under.
Yeah, not good. That's 9 more possessions for the other team.
Champions golf, baby.
No.
We're playing great.
No, 9 more possessions for the other team.
Yeah, but we took the ball right back in all 9 of those.
No, actually, you didn't. That's what it says.
31st.
That accounts
New England's
for that.
31st turnover margin.
I don't know. Chuck might be.
That actually accounts for rebuttals from your defense. Yeah, it does.
Might be reading it wrong. I don't know. We'll check it.
I had a question.
I don't want to break your heart, but yeah, stink it, that whole thing.
Damn.
Yeah, bad.
So it's Zeke starting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zeke
and then
is starting.
who comes in
Bill Robert Kraft, because he has to get his snap at running back.
Oh yeah, because we made that.
We made that deal. And then we also have a guy who's a little.
Hasty?
No, he's a little older than Bill. Ty Montgomery. He'll also.
He's still playing?
Yeah, he's still in the league. Yeah, first year was.
He played every position for the Packers, right?
Yeah, drafted him as a wide receiver, and then they kind of just moved him to running back.
Yep.
He was great.
He was good, yeah, very good.
88? Is that
Yes,
what you were?
yes.
You guys, I remember that.
I was in 14.
Tone, you know what? You seem bummed out today.
You do.
Doesn't he? Every time we bring up this game, he gets all
super
bummed out.
I'm a little bummed out because this was one of the great rivalries for a long time, and this was a juice game, and there's just no juice tonight.
From juice?
There's juice.
Have you seen the juice from? Look at the. We're overflowing with juice.
Juiced up.
Wait, hey, Gumpy, you juiced about this or what?
Oh, yeah, absolutely juice. Not bummed out.
Thank you.
They got 2 tight ends though, right? And one of them is like
who?
Gasecki. Is he still?
What's that mean?
That was
Hunter Henry.
Did you just
Illuminati?
Did you just grade it?
Chuck, do the what was that Illuminati
I don't know
sign?
if you could
What
do
was
that.
that? What are you doing, dude?
He did like
He's
a
got
circle
the
or a
best,
heart?
He's got the best gritty
Oh,
ever.
that was the.
Can you show us how he does it?
Oh, got it.
All right, got it. We didn't know you were dancing there. We thought you were shouting some people out there. We 36 years in football, huh?
Yeah, right.
And we don't know. We don't know
Right,
who you know and what you don't know. You know what I do know though is that a report is coming out from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers camp. And I didn't know about the situation that was brewing down there until about 5 to 10 minutes before this show started. Have you heard about Chris Godwin's wife and Todd Bowles, head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and everything going on social media? Now, there was a report that Todd Bowles said that the Bucs subbed Chris Godwin out more than usual on Sunday because he's more banged up than most. That contributed to his lack of receptions on the day, but his touchdown run was huge. Yeah. So then Mrs. 15, Mrs. Godwin, she said the claim versus the receipt. Chris played half a snap less than his season average of 52.5 snaps per game. So that is not true, what he just said. And then she would also go on to say, I'm not sure why we are just blatantly lying here, regardless of how banged up Chris is. He continues to work his ass off, hasn't missed a game, continues to run great routes and get open. Love that she's doing objective football analysis.
Yep.
I don't know why things are the way they are. This isn't my team to coach. But this lying on Chris and implying negativity on his work ethic is infuriating. Let's not act like he had to be subbed out so much more than usual, when in fact, he's been playing just the same. Is this contract year for Chris Godwin?
No, they just paid him a ton of money.
Okay, so I appreciate that she is sticking up for her husband and everything like that. But this obviously, I love love. Love.
Hell yeah.
Now, this adds a completely another thing that Chris is going to have to deal with in the building, and Todd's going to have to deal with in the building, where she is not, right? I don't think she's going to work every single day. So they're going to have to handle this entire thing it adds. And then she followed up with a response the following day in response to the reaction to everything that she posted and said. And she goes, lots of people drawing conclusions of things that I didn't say from what I posted yesterday, which is to be expected from the internet, obviously.
Yep.
We are the problem. To be clear, my point was that I don't like seeing Chris work so hard, even through injuries, and it be said that he was essentially only working part-time. That just wasn't true, so it was frustrating to see. And because of how he prides himself on working hard no matter what and not using injuries as an excuse, that felt like implying negativity on his work ethic. But I am hopeful and excited for the next game, as I always am, and it's always go Bucks. That doesn't change.
Nice.
All right, so that clears it all up.
I like
We're
that.
good.
That clears it all up. Now,
ending.
the only reason why I bring that up is because we have a former head coach in the NFL, obviously a former assistant coach in the NFL. These things obviously much more prevalent these days with the ability to post on social media and everything to be seen and heard. Shout out to the internet. How she said. How does Todd Bowles deal with this, you think? Does he address it? Does he act like it doesn't exist? What do you think he does? And how do you think this affects team going forward?
No, you don't need the distraction, and I'm sure he'll address it with Chris. Have a conversation. He's not going to call his wife in and have a combo with her.
Mrs. 12.
For God's sake, But like you said, this has happened before, and got guys probably run out of the league before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
Don't you remember
Chuck,
One.
what are you talking about?
Cortland Finnegan? Remember Cortland?
Oh, yeah.
Tennessee Titan. He's the one that fought
Yep.
Yeah.
Andre
Andre
Johnson.
Johnson.
Had a long career.
Good
Just
ball,
watched
good
that.
ball player. I mean, really good ball player. and had, significant other that, cared for him just like Chris's wife cares for him, and got frustrated about whatever. And you can say, you put stuff out there and
people are going to see it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Chris Godwin, hell of a football player.
Yes.
We appreciate the fact that his wife loves him and doesn't appreciate what the narrative is potentially being portrayed. But also, Chris probably, not as pumped about the conversation that had to happen immediately afterwards.
Sure.
We just hope everybody puts the swords down.
That's right.
Got a lot of season left down there in Tampa, AJ.
Big game.
So much.
Hour
So
3
many
continues on YouTube and ESPN Plus. Nailed it.
Bango.
Go.
Bango, bango.
They're on the road at Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Division's
And you
still
got,
up.
because Atlanta, Tampa, New Orleans, they're still all, because
that division fucking
division,
stinks.
Yeah, they're all terrible.
Because it's terrible.
They are all struggling.
I
So
think Jameis Winston's about to. Did you see him walking through the Pelicans arena last night?
Like
I
a
did.
god.
Everybody was like, hey, that's our quarterback.
Yeah.
You think Derek Carr's getting that same reaction?
No way.
No.
Might be a different vibe down there.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Might be a little different vibe down there.
I mean, they do need to throw Godwin the ball because I took his over on Sunday and he didn't get one receiving.
Yeah.
Am I missing something here? I'm sorry. What am I missing context wise with? She thinks it's implying. I didn't take anything like
Me neither.
if he wasn't playing less, if he would play 30 plays, I just feel I'm confused. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I appreciate it, but I'm just confused. I didn't take it as an implied slight to Godwin's work ethic that he said. I almost took it as a positive. Like, hey, this dude's banged up and he's still playing averaging 52 plays a game, and he did that again.
Scored a touchdown.
I think that's probably what Todd was implying, I think. But, everybody hears things, like food.
Then we're
taste.
good. Then it's not an issue. Then I feel
She
like.
just wants to see her husband happy, AJ. Too much. To
I
ask.
get it. Our loved ones, they do. They feel like they will. You want them to go to bat for you.
You do. You would like a supportive spouse.
Yes.
Part of the team, too.
Well, what was the number? The biggest discrepancy between 58 and 52? 6 snaps?
Yeah.
And the targets.
Well, that's what she was saying, though. She was
But she didn't say he did. Bulls didn't say like, hey, he's not really doing his job, so he doesn't play as much. He said he's banged up.
She was probably hearing a lot. Were they? No, they were. Were they
You
at
think
home?
she was hearing fans talk
Yeah,
about it?
They were at home.
Yeah, probably hearing a lot of fans talk
You think
about
this
it.
has been maybe boiling?
If I had to take a guess.
And Mrs. 12 was like, enough.
Yeah.
If I had to take a guess.
Why does Godwin suck this year? People saying that.
He does not trying as hard.
Yeah. God, I didn't even play.
She's probably hearing that. So that's, Todd just so happened to potentially get
Maybe they're taking him away. He's
Caught
a good
the crossfire.
player. He's highly
Great
respected.
Yeah.
player.
And Mike Evans.
He's unbelievable.
I think that's probably why. Mike Evans has just been killing teams. And Godwin really hasn't been getting as many looks. But also
1,000 yards.
Yeah, like who?
10 straight years.
I know AQ loves him when he played with him.
Loves him. Penn State guy.
Yeah.
I was hoping he was going to come to Indianapolis whenever he was almost going to be a free agent.
Yeah, he's one of those guys they motion in to block, and he does.
Godwin's
really
a
well.
killer.
Yeah.
He's a killer. That dude is tough as nails. Like, he's scary to think of defending that.
Yes.
So final takeaway from all of us is we appreciate that she loves her husband.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But also, she's not going to be there when the uncomfortable situation happens.
No.
That's kind of our takeaway from being in the building.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
Also
Yeah, don't
possible
do
that
that.
he
I
was
mean-
the one who was like, "Hey, you need to fucking send another, clear this up. Like, we're not going to
Can you
keep
No,
imagine?
no questions.
Yeah.
He's going to have to answer the
imagine?
media.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to have to answer the media
Right.
know about it.
Right.
Like, this
You
is
can't
the whole.
do this to me.
This is the whole.
Yeah.
If he has a game where he doesn't get a single.
Exactly.
Do you think it's potentially
Your
because,
wife had a lot of issues with.
Yeah, because then the easy thing is like, oh, pillow talk is the reason why this is happening.
Yeah.
So it's just like what it could become. It's just so much. Is the juice worth the squeeze? I hope it is.
All right.
And I appreciate.
Baker and Chris's wife, Baker's wife and Chris's wife sit.
Yeah, maybe
Close to
all
each
four of
other.
them go out. They go
Right,
to the
they're probably
Cheesecake
close.
Factory.
It's the holidays or somewhere.
Great
Bingo.
restaurant.
They have a couple. Yeah, they have a couple drinks together. Maybe share a cheesecake. Platter.
Maybe some of those corn dog cobs. That,
Yeah.
We got boom sliders.
There is a delicious
Really, anything you
cheesecake
could think of.
factory very close to the Bucks Stadium.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
We've actually
We've been there.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
It's quite delectable.
It's very
yeah.
good.
Great.
Okay, so that's what they
Chris
need to
Godwin has played 84% of the snaps this year.
Which
What did
is,
he play last year?
I will look that up in a second, but AQ just sent in the screenshot. It's the most of all the wide receivers on the team. He's the highest snap percentage.
That's because he's a workhorse,
do. Yeah.
baby.
How many catches and yards?
Well, no, I don't
We're
know.
talking about work right now.
No, I know. But I think that's her qualm. I don't know if she I don't know if the plays is the qualm because looking at the thing, there's no way that is what it is because they're all even and he's playing more than 50 snaps.
44 receptions this year, had 104 last year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Still got time.
So that's what you said. Somebody said, why ain't they throwing to your husband? What's he doing? Can you imagine that?
And then Todd says he's not on the field as much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if
It's like he is.
No, and he's getting open, and she's letting him know, too. He's
Great routes.
running good routes.
Great routes. I've been watching him. He's been harder this year.
Running the whole tree.
I like that part. He's running great. Not only is he getting open, he's running great routes and getting open. Like she's informed.
She knows ball. She's invested. Which, once
Bowl.
again, we appreciate.
She's bummed out.
She is bummed out. That's right, Chuck.
She is bummed out.
She's bummed out.
She's bummed out.
They lost power, too, whenever she sent that out.
Yeah, right.
Bummed out.
Let's get to a break. Hour 3, we'll have Jet passing.
Ooh.
Gas up the jet.
Been a while. He's going to come in with all kind of insults to the whole room.
Yeah, he's been watching,
waiting in the weeds,
plotting.
Yep.
Just a clip pops up on his phone. He thinks something, puts it away. He's had multiple months to do that.
You got any favorite odds? Who's the attack first?
Definitely Gumpy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Connor.
I was going to say Connor.
Yeah,
strong.
It's one of us. It's either me or Gumpy. It's like Squid Game. Basically.
I will say we chatted with Jet this morning quickly. And he did already. I mean, he was just flying around the room just as fast as possible.
How about chopping wood?
Couldn't wait. Was half asleep still.
Yeah.
Half asleep because he's been down at
Nashville,
league meetings or whatever. And there's been a lot popping off.
Yeah, it just ended yesterday. MLB Hot Stove. So he's been busy.
He's been in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Notice the hat.
Had to do it. Big day yesterday.
Big get for the Yanks.
Oh yeah, we'll ask Jet how that went down.
Not done yet. Not done yet.
The deal?
No. They need to
add more.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah,
done.
because you guys suck, right?
No.
Yeah, you guys didn't even make the playoffs.
They sucked last year for sure.
All right, let's get to a break. Jet Passer will join us on the other side. Can't wait to chat with him. Also, we'll make picks for this evening and cover everything else that we haven't chatted about that's happening around the sports world. You're the best people on earth. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Take 5. If you're the NCAA and you're sitting in that stupid office in Indianapolis where we happen to live, it's a great city. It's a great town. And there's a dumb institution that is ruling over college football. Because if you don't want these people dancing... Celebration, bitches!
What's a major? Is that the president's name?
Oh, that's Kurt Signatic.
Do we like the NCAA? Do we like Pat? Do we love the Dukes?
I wish when I was asked, like, why did you punt? I could say my subcommittee recommended I punt.
Talk your shit. This guy's hot. This guy's hot.
We'll see you in the next hour. I say today, we take a stand against the NCAA. Let them bowl.
Let them bowl. Amen.
Rest in peace, Dale. Moment of silence for Dale Earnhardt. Moment has passed. Thank you, Dale. This one's for 3. AJ Hawk, $5,000. professional life. JMU! Thank you so much for the hospitality. JMU! You understand quickly that there's idiots making decisions in every single place that you would never guess idiots would be making decisions. You don't think bowl season deserves to have this situation cooking behind it? College football is better because JMU's football is crushing. College is better because what their football team is doing. The community is better. And the NCAA yet again adds to their long list of decisions. Look at that scene, bro, in the hills of Virginia. You know what? To hell with all of them. James Madison, right here. Right here. That chef looks damn good. I'd eat that guy's meat any day of the week. If you're able to bury this 33-yard field goal, kicking is easy is what you have said to kickers before. Others have on the internet. Now, 90 racks on the line. We believe. Oh! Kill the kid! Kill the kid! Our worst kid yet! 100 racks of charity. This dog stinks! And that's that the JMU are going to crush App State. They would crush anybody this weekend, especially in this city with how dumb the NCAA is. Let them bowl and let the boys dominate today.
In my Constitution, I have the First Amendment right to free speech. Pat has the Second Amendment right to take its sleeves off and show the bare arms all the time. But I'm saying, if we are so lucky to go undefeated this year, and we end up winning in a bowl game, if we get in, I'm going to use my First Amendment to declare the JMU Dukes national champions. Like UCF. I'm just going to say it, and come and stop me. Time to coach.
I'm jacked. I know it's working. All of it's working.
They'll have one loss because App State is beating JMU Mountaineers, baby. They're gonna dog shit all over this dumb place. App State forever. Yeah, fuck you too. How about that?
Everybody's got Bryce Young, Will Levis, and Will Anderson above C.J. Stroud, allegedly. We will 1,000,000% continue to drive that narrative. Because with what my eyes seen, AJ, and what you have seen, if C.J. Stroud ends up at the Colts at number 4, I'm happy about the future of the Colts all of a sudden. So this will be the last time we say this. C.J. Stroud is the best quarterback in this draft class.
That's right, for sure.
We are massive fans of them. And whenever we say, whatever we say over the next few months before the draft, we would like it to not be held against us because we know we are a part of the entire system here. And we need C.J. Stroud and Indy.
Have to have him. Plus, it's really fun to say Stroud.
Yeah, we need him to go Dahn to the 4th pick.
Yeah, you think they have to trade up? Because Texans are right there at 2, and, those are the 2 quarterbacks of the future.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's an opportunity and a chance for us to move, too. We got a lot of pieces to the puzzle that aren't necessarily going to be there in the future, probably. You bundle that with the 4 overall pick, I think you could maybe move up to 1, and then you get C.J. Stroud.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Undercover Dogs. On Undercover Dogs, we go around the league and find guys who don't get the recognition that some of the big names get, and that should be getting recognition.
He's an undercover dog. He's an undercover dog for sure.
My first undercover dog, Ray McBride, number 85 for the Arizona Cardinals. He's been through 3 quarterbacks this year. Check out these plays right here. How him and Kyler Murray moved the sticks. He had 8 catches for 89 yards and a touchdown. Averaged 11.1 yards per carry. This guy moved the sticks, moved the sticks, moved the sticks. You can tell him and Kyler Murray are getting a relationship going. That's why he's my first undercover dog. My second undercover dog is Ernest Jones. Hey, remember this number 53 for the Los Angeles Rams. Ernest Jones, same last name as me, Jones. Check out a couple of these plays right here. He had 6 solos, 9 assists, ended the game with 15 tackles. I mean, he was in play after play after play. That's why he's my second undercover dog. My third undercover dog is Derek Stingley Jr. He had 2 interceptions this week. He got 4 on the year, but you got to go watch these plays and see how he attacked the ball at the highest point. This ball wasn't a bad ball by Russell Wilson at all. This was a great play by Derek Stingley Jr. That's why he's my third undercover dog. These are my 3 undercover dogs. Every week I go through film and try to find guys that's not getting the recognition like some of the bigger guys. That's what this show about. Putting the spotlight on guys that's not getting all the recognition. So hashtag undercover dogs once a week. And let's see if we can get some more. Smell me?
He's an undercover dog. He's an undercover dog for sure.
Hey,
let's go.
This show sticks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Coach Saban Thursday, December 7, 2023, Hour 3 of this program starts right now. Football is happening tonight as the team celebrates a game that is certainly going to be a bit boring, potentially. Could be a shootout as this man maybe thinks into the universe. College football national champion, Super Bowl champion, A.J. Hawk. Hey, maybe a shootout tonight, A.J. Why not?
It's always possible, man. I'm looking forward to the game tonight. I really am.
Now, there has been some games where they say, this is going to be a shootout, and it's terrible. And there has been some games where people said, it's going to be terrible, and then it becomes an offensive showcase.
Monday night.
Yeah, bingo. Could have been.
Yeah.
Was.
Yeah.
That whole thing is possible this evening.
Absolutely.
But the more likely situation with the parties involved, just if we know anything about anything for the last, 20 years on both sides, actually 20 years on both sides of this thing, is we got a blood ball game tonight.
Yes.
Who's going to win trenches? How's the defense going to show up? Who's going to get taken away? And who's going to make the one play that changes this entire game? 60 minutes, probably one play will be the difference maker, and that's why we'll be on the edge of our seats the entire time.
Damn right.
Talks the tables here at Boss Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Con man, that's your team, the Patriots.
Yeah.
And are they going to be the team that's going to make the play to win this whole thing?
I sure hope not. We
See,
made it
that's
this
another
far.
part of the problem.
No. We've made it this far. We're playing. Tony is playing for a playoff spot. The Patriots are playing for the number 1 pick. That's the reality of the situation. I'm hoping it's competitive. We're going down maybe to kick a game-tying field goal a la the New York Giants. We either miss the field goal or we fumble the ball or we turn it over or the clock just decides.
So you're in it the whole game, but
Yes.
then inevitably you end up boosting your draft status for the offseason.
Yahtzee.
Okay, and on the other side of this, one half of the hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys, Tone Diggs. You're hoping for a big-time win, but don't seem very optimistic about it.
Hoping for a big time win. When you're a fan this long, you kind of see how things are going to go. I would bet a good amount of money that Malik Cunningham is going to win the game for the Patriots.
AJ, do you hear this dude? He's been like this all week, pretty much.
I thought this was your favorite team. Is this what kind of fan you are, Tone? Are you always this doom and gloom?
Yeah.
They're in the playoffs right now. If the playoffs start today, your squad is there.
Yeah, and we'd go in, we'd lose the first round, and be bummed out.
All right, you're right. But you seem to be bummed out right now. Let's not get bummed out until then.
You're
Let's
right.
at least
You're
enjoy
right.
some moments,
Be
maybe a
optimistic
win
until we're not.
over the New England Patriots. And joining us also in the studio is a man who we all have great admiration for.
That's right.
36 years as a football coach, 18 in college, 18 in the NFL. Chuck, you love defensive football. Tonight's your night, baby.
Yeah.
Tonight's your night. And now, you haven't given us your pick yet. You're 8-3-1 against the spread on these Thursday night games. But you 100% know what's going to happen in this game in your eyes and how you feel it's going to go. You have your decision already made?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited to hear it.
So am I.
We know.
I'm legitimately excited to hear who he thinks. You heard the stats he was giving about the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. He's like 22 against the run, 19 against the pass. That's not normal for the Steelers to be in the middle of the pack like that.
It just seems like they're better, though, doesn't it? Like when you think about the number, but when you think of the defense.
Wow.
There it is.
It's showing.
They're still in the playoff hunt, right?
Oh, yeah. A lot to play for.
In the playoffs.
There's a ton to play for. You're at
checks.
home. Why would you not show up and just kick the living shit out of these guys?
Why not? For the good of everybody.
And Tone, you're saying,
why wouldn't you show up and kick the living shit out of the Cardinals?
Well, there was 2 rain delays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how can you imagine being in there for an hour and a half?
No way.
And then, as the coach, you got to go in and jazz them up. And do the pregame speech again.
I'm sorry,
hey,
Chuck.
win one for the
Were the Cardinals in those delays too, or no? They were just out there still running practice.
Well, they had a home game because all the Yinzers left stadium. Joining us now is not a football guy, but he's certainly a man that understands the world.
Amen.
And right now, he's working his ass off because his sport that he covers is in the middle of a very important time, which is known as the...
Oh, yeah, the winter meetings, baby. Nothing more important.
Which are happening in...
They were in Nashville. I believe they ended yesterday.
But he's still there because there might be some more tidbits to pick up. The face of baseball for ESPN, the Jet, Jeff Passan.
Yeah.
You see that? You see that jet that just flew by?
Yeah. Yep. Couldn't even see it.
There was a jet that just flew by right there. We got
right by.
We got graphics now. Jet, great to see you.
Whoa.
There's another one.
I saw that.
Hit me.
Oh, did you see that?
Wow.
Yeah. Wait, is that
So that's what $10 million a year buys you. All right.
Is that what it is, or is it more than that?
One jet.
Okay, yeah. Anyways.
That's the most pathetic thing I've ever seen.
Jet, what are you talking about?
Whoa.
Let's. I think there was more. There's been 2 already. I think there's actually 6 of them that are doing a fly.
Can we get another fly? There we go. All right.
They're so fast. They're really fast.
They're in a pattern, Jet.
Yeah.
We don't just get to call them willy-nilly whenever. They're coming in at the same angle. Oh, look, I think there's another.
Oh, I see it.
There's 4. I think there's 2 more loaded in chamber. I'm not 100% sure, so we'll keep our eyes peeled for the other Jet. We'll hear it coming.
That was crazy.
Whoa! Jeez, that one must have been one of those UFO ones.
Yeah,
no sound. Anyways, Jet, it's great to have you back. Baseball is in the middle of a big time. The only reason why I know that is because it cracked into my timeline yesterday. Juan Soto is now a member of the New York Yankees.
Oh, yeah.
This is a big deal, 25 years old. Ty told me he's a future Hall of Famer. They already know that, and he's very young. How did this move come to be, and what are the Yankees looking to do after a disastrous year last year, Jet?
A lot of this comes from the fact that the San Diego Padres had an extremely disappointing 2023 season, Pat. And, after they didn't make the playoffs with a record high franchise payroll, they wanted to cut money back. And because they have so many guys, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr., Xander Bogaerts, Yu Darvish, Joe Musgrove, all have no trade clauses. They could not move any of those guys. And the only way to cut money from this payroll was to get Juan Soto to another location. And the New York Yankees matched up perfectly with them. The Yankees needed a left-handed outfield bat. Juan Soto's the best one in baseball. New York Yankees had young starting pitching. The Padres need starting pitching. So from the beginning, those two matched up perfectly. And this was just a trade that made too much sense not to happen. It adds Juan Soto to the outfield with Aaron Judge. And, they just keep coming. It adds Juan Soto with Aaron Judge and makes the Yankees a lot more formidable offensively after they finished 25th in runs scored in Major League Baseball last season, the sort of number that you just do not expect from a Yankees team.
Go ahead, AJ.
Jet, what about Shohei? What's going on there? What's anything new?
We're not allowed to
what
talk
does
about
it look
it.
like?
Can't talk
What
about
would you predict, Jet?
We are on Shohei watch right now because I think sometime in the next probably 96 hours or so, we're going to have a much better sense of where Shohei Ohtani is going to wind up. And look, the favorites from the beginning, AJ, have been the Los Angeles Dodgers. This is a team that every year goes out and spends $250+ million on payroll, has been over $300 million in the past, and needs a guy like that. Ohtani is familiar with Southern California, having spent the first 6 seasons of his career with the Los Angeles Angels. The interesting thing, though, is what the Toronto Blue Jays have done. The Blue Jays, out of nowhere, have made a really strong run at Ohtani. And I'm not sure if they're considered the favorites at this point because this whole thing has been under a shroud of secrecy. And, Dave Roberts, the Dodgers manager, acknowledged a couple days ago that the Dodgers had met with Ohtani. And, pearls were being clutched everywhere because, frankly, Ohtani and his camp went to everyone before the process started and said, we don't want any leaks. We don't want this in the media. We want no acknowledgement that this historic free agency is happening right now, which I think is honestly understandable, but kind of a ridiculous conceit because baseball needs all the help and all the love it can get. And I know Shohei Ohtani provides that on the field, but just imagine if this thing had turned into not even a circus. Imagine if Ohtani showed up to a ballpark or showed up to a meeting and took a picture and put it on Instagram. There's no responsibility for that. But you 100% would. Okay, where's Shohei today? He's in LA. He's in Toronto. He's in San Francisco. He's in Chicago. He's going all over the place. He's meeting with these people. You just have to have a caption that says, if you're at Dodger Stadium, I would love to have a Dodger dog. Or if you're up in Toronto,
I'm not
I love
fucking
to smoke
coming
weed
here.
with Drake.
Yeah, this place blows.
Actually, no. If you're in Toronto, it could say we got sick of Gumpy after 446 days and booted him back to the U.S.
Oh, good to see you again, Jet.
Okay.
Speaking of awful things, my God, Connor, that shirt is worse than the Patriots.
See, you're reaching there. The Patriots joke was good. You know this isn't a bad shirt, Jet, you son of a bitch.
No.
So that was Gumpy, then Con Man.
Yeah.
We were trying to predict
figured it was that
who
order.
was going to get buried first, and then
Yeah, I had to get it in.
hey.
Thank you.
Let's see it. Oh! It is
dropped
quick.
a couple missiles.
I will say that.
Yeah, remember you said what? $10 million gets you one jet. That's been 7-8 of them.
about that.
7-8 of these things
Whole
flying by.
fleet.
The Blue Angels just came through this entire thing. You listed off a bunch of places when you were fantasizing about what a Shohei Ohtani free agency could be. You said Chicago, LA, Toronto, San Francisco. Are those how many people were in this conversation just from what you know, which is obviously very little because Shohei's team doesn't want anybody to know anything?
I mean, at the beginning, we thought that Boston was going to be in it and that Texas was going to be in it. The New York Mets were going to be in it. But I think pretty early on, they recognized the likelihood of getting Ohtani was probably pretty minimal. And so they pivoted toward other things. And there haven't been a whole lot of moves in free agency at this point because Ohtani has not signed and because Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the right-hander out of Japan, who's probably himself going to get upward of $300 million, has not signed. So the market's kind of been stuck at this point. There haven't been a lot of transactions so far, but there's a good reason because Ohtani is the best player that we've ever seen and because Yamamoto is 25 years old. And in baseball, it's so extraordinarily rare that you see a 25-year-old free agent, a guy whose best years, frankly, you can get. And so, are you picking it up? There we go. And so once those guys sign, Ohtani, I think it's probably going to be early next week. Yamamoto is going to be more like mid-December. And once that happens, everything else is going to move. But the fact that Soto got dealt to the Yankees.
How much Shohei?
What do you think? I want to hear what
Is he gonna pitch?
a football guy thinks. Yeah, he'll pitch eventually.
So-
He won't pitch this year, but he's going to pitch after that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, will he hit and pitch after this year? So this year
Yep.
they're just resting the elbow pretty much?
Had elbow surgery and got to take the year off from pitching. But, most guys who have Tommy John surgery or a reconstructed elbow surgery end up coming back. We don't know how good he's going to be, but he will come back. And, from what I have been told, the expectation is that for at least the next half decade, he has the opportunity to go and be the type of pitcher that he was, which was a Cy Young caliber guy, in addition to being one of the best hitters in the game.
Okay, so Ty just said $600 million. Is that what? 600? How many years?
I would guess if it's 600, it's probably going to be 12. but they could potentially spread it out over, 13 or 14. When you've got guys who are pitching into their early 40s, you can rationalize a contract. You remember when the NHL was trying to spread like contracts over so many years, like these 15-year deals that were getting scoffed at? With baseball, you've got guys like Justin Verlander pitching into their 40s, Rich Hill pitching into their 40s. So it's a very reasonable idea that Shohei Ohtani could, probably won't, but could pitch into his 40s.
They're paying people $600 million to hit baseballs right now?
They sure are.
Come on, Conor, man.
Oh!
It's not bad, Pat.
It works.
That's broke. That's broke forever.
Oh, no.
That's broke forever.
What'd you hit?
It's good contact.
Yeah.
Not moving.
That's broke forever.
It's not moving.
Had to get a good hack on it.
Great hack.
$600 million.
Wait,
what broke?
I think it's his PTZ here, I think.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Wait,
resetting. It's like R2D2.
What are you standing there for? I'm hitting balls trying to make $600 million.
Move, camera.
It's dead. Thing's dead.
Oh, no.
Oh, shut down.
Wow.
Oh.
No, yeah.
Oh, it's a little fuzzy.
It's not going past that little, yeah.
Try spinning the other way.
Yeah.
Those are cheap.
Wait,
though,
we're
right?
back. We're back. I'm moving.
Nice.
There we go.
Wow.
Oh, hey.
There we go.
Hey, that's it understood.
Yeah.
Think
Hey,
you
listen,
take a hit.
we got $600 million to make. That's what this PTZ just said. Hey, way to go.
Rub some dirt on it, camera.
Yeah. Good thing about this camera here, Jet, I will say, and all the other ones. So they're all 4K cameras. I had to get it whenever we built this place.
Yeah, high quality.
Had to, you know what I mean? Had to do that because in 4 years this is going to be the archaic. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that was before we go to ESPN. So then we go to ESPN, and we actually have to dumb down all these cameras to get down to 1080.
Of course.
Because so that was so this thing is too qualified for its current profession.
Yeah.
And it's got toughness. This thing personifies our show. Hey, thank you for being the great PTC.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's our Bob Spillane.
That is our
Yeah,
Bob.
it is our
That's
Bobby.
our dump truck. Right
Love
there.
you, Bobby.
Well said.
$600 million guaranteed forever. That's like Benia's still getting paid.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that still happening over there in baseball?
Yeah, but Pat, here's the thing about why you can rationalize $600 million for Ohtani.
Definitely.
Because
billion.
No, I mean the guy is a business. He is the most recognizable and beloved figure in the entire country of Japan. Like over there, he's an absolute god. And so you have money coming to the team that signs him for marketing deals, for licensing deals. I mean, you can rationalize that you are going to pay for Shohei Ohtani's on-field salary, or at least very much supplement it, simply through off-field stuff alone. Not to mention the tickets, the concessions, the parking, all of those things. And that's why Toronto makes the most sense, honestly, because Toronto has so much to gain. They just spent $300 million to renovate their stadium, another $100 million on the renovation of their minor league complex, or their spring training complex, rather. And so with those two things right there, that's a really hefty outlay. And after a disappointing finish to the season last year, fans there are disillusioned. They came into the season wanting one of two guys. They want either Shohei Ohtani or Juan Soto. And Juan Soto just went to the Yankees. So Ohtani's the one who's left. And, the Blue Jays are pouring everything they can into getting Ohtani.
I mean, what a game changer for Toronto that would be. I've went and saw the Blue Jays play against the
Yankees.
Against the in their ballpark. It was, were we there for Royal Rumble? Survive? What was up there? I forget.
Was that during the
maybe War
Marshawn?
Games?
There was something was up there. We were up there for a WWE event and had like 5 hours, and we're just walking through the city, and it was like, oh, the Blue Jays are playing the Yankees today. We should try to go to this game. We do. We get in there. We're beautiful ballpark.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Fans showed up. I don't think the Blue Jays were necessarily great at that point, but it was beautiful vibes. Sunburn, I think, right?
Definitely.
If I recall.
Oh, roof was open?
Toronto's amazing.
Toronto is a beautiful city, but that is not where the MLB wants Shohei to go, right? That wouldn't be, right? Wouldn't that be?
I mean, if ideally, of course they want him to be a Dodger because, it's L.A. He personifies L.A. just in the star quality alone. Because you look around Major League Baseball, there are a lot of great players.
No offense,
in
Toronto.
Baseball.
We love Toronto.
Right, sure.
But it's just like there's no way the biggest star in the history of the league.
That's the point. There are a lot of great players in baseball. There are not a lot of stars. Shohei Ohtani's a legitimate star. And so to see him in L.A. in a lineup with Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman at Dodger Stadium every night, I mean, it would be a scene, and it would be fantastic for baseball. But I like the idea that a market like Toronto, which, again, big city, but, the resonance in the United States isn't all that great. Seeing Shohei Ohtani up there would be awesome for Toronto, but Major League Baseball, if it had its druthers, yeah, of course they want him in LA. Of course they want him playing there.
Listen, we're playing for a piece of metal, and that piece of metal is going to be won by a bigger star in America. No offense, Toronto. That is me just asking as a journalist about what would be the best thing out there. But if he ends up going to Toronto and then just puts that city and team on his back, that'd be a great story too.
Sure.
All of Canada would rally, right, Gumpy? I mean, legit.
I don't think so. I don't think many people like the Blue Jays in Canada, whether you're in Toronto.
He's a Sox fan.
Yeah, someone tell Ohtani to Google Trudeau, and then let's see if he still goes to Toronto.
What is your problem? You think he's getting into world politics?
I'm just saying.
Shohei Ohtani is bringing people together. He's not worried about tearing people apart. He's not bringing politics in this decision. I don't like, though, that – actually, I do. I respect the hell out of it. And in 2023, it's fascinating. The fact that Jet doesn't know.
Yeah, crazy.
That's really impressive to me, especially in a league where you would think there'd be a bunch of leaks everywhere. Them kind of standing strong with not letting anybody know where he's headed, I like it. I enjoy it. I appreciate it. But we would have talked every single day with every photo that popped up about Shohei, just like we did when Deshaun.
Yeah.
Remember when he had like a green hat on?
Oh, yeah.
It was like Deshaun Watson is going to be an Eagle or a Jet
going
or something.
to the Dolphins.
We would have done the same thing for Shohei. The fact that he said no to that, I respect it. Ty has a bunch for you now.
Jet, let's go back to the other Japanese sensation that you mentioned, the sweet, sweet boy, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Steve Cohen was just over there to meet with him, and I think Brian Cashman's going over there on Monday. Everyone talks about Cashman, like, the Yankees kind of like supplement in years. They spend a bunch of money. Typically the year after, they don't do that. But I think everyone knows, Yankees fans especially, like, they got to fucking get this guy. Absolutely have to. I think Michael Kay mentioned that, like, Yamamoto is really intrigued by, like, the Yankees' legacy and the pinstripes and all that kind of stuff. What are the odds, or I guess where does it stand right now with like kind of his pecking order of who he wants? I know $300 million. A lot of people are saying that might be the going price. And then the other piece I'm curious about, I saw a lot of people mentioning that the Padres won the Soto trade because it like isn't a foregone conclusion that Soto will sign a long-term extension with the Yankees. That's bullshit, right? Like, there's no way after giving up King and some of those other guys that they're going to let Soto go, or what's going on there?
Oh, no, they absolutely could lose Soto after this season. Let's remember, Scott Boras is Juan Soto's agent.
True.
And Juan Soto turned down, guys, a 15-year, $440 million offer from the Washington Nationals when he was there. Would have made him the highest paid player in baseball history. And he turned it down. He has got diamond hands when it comes to reaching free agency. And I think he's a guy who understands what his value is. Pat, you said this earlier. He's a future Hall of Famer. And it's weird to say that about a baseball player who's like 5 years into his career and who, with his swing, could go and play for another 15, but that's how good he is. He understands that the combination of production that he has with a 946 OPS over his first 5 seasons and the age at which he would reach free agency, 26, we haven't seen anything like that since Alex Rodriguez. And remember, Alex Rodriguez, when he hit free agency, doubled the previous high contract, went from $126 million to $252 million. Now, I'm not saying that Soto is going to necessarily reach the $600 million that a lot of people are anticipating Ohtani is going to get. But if Soto goes out into free agency, I think he's a $500 million plus player. I think there's no question about that. And so it is no foregone conclusion. I think why the Yankees, Ty, gave up as much as they did, and they did give up a lot. They gave up 4 big league starting pitchers. 3 of them have been there, one of whom in Drew Thorpe will be there, and a catcher in Kyle Higashioka, where there is no good catcher on the market right now to get in free agency. They solved a lot of the Padres' problems in one fell swoop. But they did it, I think, not just for the production that Soto's going to bring in 2023, but the fact that they get a 1 year's head start on recruiting, and they get 1 year to sell this guy, that you want to be part of this New York Yankees legacy. You want to be out there in Monument Park with Ruth, with Mantle, with Barra, with Jeter, with all the great names. You want to go into the Hall of Fame wearing a New York Yankees hat. And if they can get that done, then whatever they gave up is going to 100% be worth it.
And the pitcher?
Yeah, Yamamoto.
Oh, Yamamoto. I think Yamamoto wants to get paid. You know, like, and here's the thing. Steve Cohen flew all the way to Japan to see him. He didn't, like, take a cross-country flight. No, like, PJ all the way to the other side of the world. And so
had to stop
if
gas.
he's
Had to. What were they flying?
If he is willing to do that, it didn't fly as fast as the jet here, but if he is willing to do that, coming? No. If he's willing to do that, I think that says a lot about how he feels about Yamamoto. You know, they didn't get Soto, they are not going to get Ohtani, but
and
to get Yamamoto,
back, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And the Mets get
they
trumpets
got,
back?
They got Edwin Diaz coming back this year. They want him pretty bad. I would not discount, beyond the Yankees and Mets, the Dodgers, the Red Sox, the Cubs, and if they miss on Ohtani, the Blue Jays, along with the Giants if they miss on Ohtani too. Like, that's the interesting thing about this offseason in baseball. All the big money teams, guys, want to spend. And there's just a limited amount of players to do it on.
Ty's disgusted. His face is so disgusted while you were talking there. We're having a little good time over here, starting to hum the trumpet song for Diaz, doing the whole thing, having a good time.
So bad.
Talking about what plane Cohen flew over 16 hours.
I'm not worried about that because Cashman's been over there a bunch of fucking times. He saw him throw a no-hitter in September over there. So, like, he gets if Cashman knows, hey, listen, you know, everyone's already calling for his fucking job. Soto's a nice little start. Go bring fucking Yamamoto home, okay?
I want him so bad.
I mean, Masahiro Tanaka is one of my favorite Yankees of all time. I need another Japanese horse to add to the bench. I need him.
You really?
Ty, let me say this, Ty. You know who Yamamoto reminds me of?
Who?
He is the closest thing I've seen to Tim Lincecum. And you remember how electric Lincecum was when he was playing. Yep. Man. I mean, Yamamoto's not a big guy. He's only 5'10". He's like 180 pounds, but he's a crazy athlete. Fastball up to 99 as like an otherworldly curveball and splitter. He's really, really good. So I can understand why you want him as much as you do.
What have we missed? What did we not ask about that we should have asked about?
We hit on the good stuff.
White Sox leaving Chicago.
Oh, Connor has a question.
Yeah, Jed, White Sox going to Nashville. You're going to be the Nashville White Sox or something cool like that. And also, when are we going to watch our first Las Vegas Aces or whatever the hell they're going to call the Oakland
Not the Aces. The Aces are two-time world champions.
True.
Shout out to the Aces, by the way.
Shout out.
Las Vegas Bunnies.
Yeah, I think that's taken.
Las Vegas what?
Yeah, I
The
think
Bunnies.
Bunny Ranch is not in Vegas.
Bunnies.
Bring back the 51s.
Yeah, there you go. Bring back the 51s. We know what that is.
Area.
To answer the latter question, they're supposed to move there. The new stadium's going to open in 2028.
Jesus
the question
Christ.
is where the A's going to. Yeah, where are the A's going to play before that?
They're going to go back to Oakland. This is the same thing that happened with the Raiders, didn't it? You're going to go back to Oakland.
Well, they have 1 year on the lease left in Oakland. And after that,
Blow it up.
You know, the city of Oakland owns half of the Oakland Coliseum, so they can say, "Get your ass out of here."
Okay.
Like they could really stick it to the A's, and I mean, frankly, after losing the team like that, I wouldn't blame him one bit for that. As for Nashville, I think it was intentional that Jerry Reinsdorf, the owner of the White Sox, was seen meeting with the mayor of Nashville. Because all owners are looking for in this situation is leverage, right? And this is a time-honored tradition by owners across all sports to try and say, oh, I'm going to threaten to move here. And, you're going to lose your team. So give me a bunch of money to build a new stadium, which is stupid because publicly funded stadiums are stupid.
Agreed.
But
agreed.
Major League Baseball has been targeting Nashville as an expansion city for a long time. And the idea that they are going to give up a market like that's going to generate a $2+ billion expansion fee so Jerry Reinsdorf can move his team down there, I just do not see something like that happening. I don't think that's realistic. The White Sox are a team that have been around for more than a century, and to move them out of Chicago would be it would be the dirtiest, coldest, nastiest thing that we have seen in sports. Like, I'm not just talking the A's moving after half a century. Like, across the sports landscape. Guys, I'm from Cleveland.
Jerry Richardson.
The Browns got yanked away from me in my childhood. And it was the absolute worst. And I can look at you and say that the Chicago White Sox leaving Chicago would be worse than that.
What about Stan Kroenke with the St. Louis Rams?
What about him?
Pretty devastating.
Pretty devastating.
There you go.
I mean, I was pretty
Sued.
devastated. I mean, they're sued him,
for $1 billion.
They hate him over there in St. Louis. They actually,
I don't want.
They showed up to another league. They showed up to another league. Sold the stadium out.
Yeah.
For another league.
Art Modell ripped away my team that was being run by Ozzie Newsome, who's a genius and who went and won a Super Bowl. And the Cleveland Browns still have not won a Super Bowl. So,
and they're in your division now, too.
I thought you were a Chiefs fan.
They won a Super Bowl pretty quickly, too.
Yeah, it's same with the Rams.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, pretty quick.
I was part of that mess for a minute.
Where?
Cleveland.
Before it left?
No, after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's still a dumpster fire.
Well, not now.
No,
obviously not now. You're not talking about the modern.
Yeah.
No.
You're talking about back in the day.
Joe Flacco.
I understand what you're saying, though, but the league meetings are in Nashville. Old buddies meeting with the mayor. The MLB wants that town bad, right? Vandy baseball is a big deal, I think, from what I've been told. And, like you said, it's a time-honored tradition. I think the Lucas Oil Stadium, Jim Irsay was in a helicopter with the mayor of Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
Just did like a lap or two, and that was reported in Indianapolis. And then all of a sudden, greatest stadium deal in history for the Indianapolis Colts with the city. I agree your take, though. Like, it's your business. You should have to house the people, And also, business-wise, it's most profitable.
For sure.
You now own real estate, a venue, everything. So, but the billionaires are billionaires for a reason, and it sounds like that's the case in the MLB. Tell me about the Pirates. What are we, that guy selling a team, or were we in the Shohei conversation?
Is Paul Skeens starting the year
you
up?
got Paul Skeens.
Yeah, LSU, Paul Skeens.
Paul Skeens is awesome.
Hell yeah.
You know what? I don't know that the Pirates are going to necessarily be competitive and at the top of that division this year. I think they're probably a year away at this point, but they've got guys coming. And Skeens, Pat, is the real deal. He is the best pitching prospect in baseball. He's going to be in the big league soon. He throws cheese at 100. He's got a nasty slider. You are going to absolutely love him. And I hope he comes up with a mustache, too, because that thing is righteous.
Yeah, Pittsburgh will love the mustache, by the way.
He's part of a power couple, too.
Yeah.
Who's that?
I don't know if they're still together, but he was dating Livy Dunn for a long time.
Livy Dunn.
Yeah.
Oh, Livy Dunn's like the NIL.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
right?
She's top 3.
She was at the ESPYs.
Yes, she was.
Okay. I have her in Skeen.
Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens.
Both LSU there.
Paul Skeens, LSU.
Wow. Okay, good for them.
Yeah.
Hey, all right, congrats to them. And also Simone Biles and
Jonathan Owens.
And also Travis and Taylor.
Well,
Proud of you guys.
Real love.
There is a creepy gingerbread man who's walking up to me right now.
Let's see him.
Is he saying, hey, little small man? What's he doing to you, Jack?
Jack, close your mouth.
I don't know. This is
Putting this thing right in your shoulder.
What's he doing, Jet? Where are you, pal?
Who is?
I'm here. It's still at the hotel. This place reminds me what would happen if Christmas threw up. Like that's what this hotel looks like right now.
Nice.
Is that the place where the penguins walk? Is that the right?
No, there's a river. There's like a river right behind me, though, in the middle of a hotel.
Babbling brook behind you the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like I don't know if it's Memphis or Nashville. I don't remember. The place is called Peabody. It might be Memphis. I think they have they have penguins that walk. Memphis?
Really?
That's sweet.
It is awesome. Yeah, it's like every day. The
Penguins are walking in
They have
Memphis.
actual penguins?
Ducks. Sorry, ducks.
I was gonna say.
There it was. Sorry.
Ducks. Yeah.
It's a big
That
difference.
doesn't sound like Memphis.
It's way too hot for a penguin just be wandering around. That's what I mean. Ducks. I saw an animal waddling in Pittsburgh Penguins on my mind.
Yeah, sure. Bingo.
That's all. It's the ducks.
Yeah.
It's where'd you? Nashville, great city. Did you go see any music while you were down there? Do anything?
I didn't leave this godforsaken place once.
Whoa.
I had to stick around.
Kid Rock's bar.
Kid Rock has a bar.
No, I'm talking about the hotel. Yeah, I did go to the bar a couple times.
Who'd you see? There's any good musicians? Did you get a chance to experience Nashville?
Oh no, I mean the hotel bar. Yeah, after these days, you gotta finish the day the right way, right?
Yeah, especially whenever you're pounding the pavement.
Exactly.
For all the news and information that we, as massive baseball fans, need to know.
Of course.
We appreciate you, Jet. We appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for joining us. Safe travels back home. Thank you for the work.
Boys, it's great to be back, and thanks for everything you're doing for us on ESPN. You guys are the best, and it's awesome to be with you.
When's baseball? When is baseball?
March 28th is opening day.
When do pitchers and catchers report, Jeff? Hit them.
Pitchers and catchers report, I believe, February 13th.
Yes! Right after the Super Bowl.
Yep. Right.
That's way too early.
That's when it matters.
All right. Can't wait to watch it. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Bassett. Thank you, buddy. Jeff will be on the show much more regularly during baseball season.
Sure.
That'll be a face that you will come to know. And every conversation basically goes the same.
Yeah.
But he has different answers.
He does.
Great
He does
shirt,
have
too,
different answers.
after breaking his back.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Welcome back.
Great shirt.
Hey, call him. We didn't congratulate him.
Yeah,
for
what
that.
happened?
He broke his back. A tree fell on
Yeah, he
him.
was cutting down a tree branch.
I completely forgot about that. That's fucked up by us.
Somebody yelled timber, and he was like, what?
No, because he looked so good.
I think he tried to catch it. I think he tried to save a family.
Yeah, he did.
He actually ran underneath it.
He
He
did.
saved the family, I heard.
Family of ducks, actually, I think.
Well, or
Family
penguins.
and
Yeah.
penguins.
Depends where it was, what the weather was. Ladies
Wasn't there
and
another
gentlemen,
insider?
Huh?
What?
Wasn't there another insider that got hurt as well?
Tim
Like a
Kirchin.
year ago?
No, Tim's fine.
Joining us now.
I got stepped on.
To what?
Ian Rappaport, didn't he get hurt? Something happened to him? Jet passing.
Yeah, Jet. Yeah, Jet.
We didn't
I'm
bring.
back?
Well, yeah, that's what. Hey, shout out to you beating that tree, dude.
Yeah.
Way to go, Jet.
Thank you, boys. I appreciate that. Yeah, I had to wear my little Mike Tyson thing there.
Yeah, I forgot. Like I saw it at the beginning whenever we started chatting, and I was like, clever shirt, love what you're doing. And then we got so deep into baseball that and it's been a while now. You're all the way back, obviously, pulling all-nighters down there in Nashville hotels. Shout out to you. Not watching any Ducks, but doing your thing. Way to go. Hey, Jet, you had a chance to, like, really face and stare down some adversity here. And, like, instead of going one way, you want a tough, gritty, like, we're very impressed and proud of you, pal. You should be proud of yourself as well. You're not just a reporter, you're a badass, Jet, and we're proud of you, pal.
My boy,
Way to
Jet.
go.
Thank you, boys. Thank you. You guys are the best. And look, I'm not an athlete. You guys are athletes, so you know this better than I do. The people behind the scenes, the PTs, the athletic trainers, all the medical personnel, we watch on Sundays in the NFL. We watch every day in baseball athletes do absolutely incredible things. And without the people behind the scenes, keeping them healthy, getting them healthy, they would not be able to perform the way that they do. And, you know, my wife is a nurse, so I've had a long-standing appreciation for people who take care of others. And shout out to my PT, Brian, and all the people at KU Med in Kansas for helping put Humpty Dumpty back together again.
Hell yeah, we appreciate all those people behind the scenes.
Let's go, people.
Thank you, Brian.
But to your credit, now Brian puts together a plan and the trainers, and you execute it. There's a lot of mental,
No doubt.
things that you have had to get through. Like, this sucks. This hurts. I'm having to do something that like a 3-year-old would have to do to get back into this. And there's a lot of adversity and moments you could potentially quit, and it's a little isolated, and you get a little lonely. You battled through. Jet, let's go.
Jet.
You battled through.
Go, Jet.
Proud of you, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Passer. Broken back, too.
That's tough. Yeah.
He had to learn how to do this right here.
Yeah.
Like you're teaching a baby. I'm teaching a baby right now
Mhm.
how to sit.
Yep.
The muscles in his back had to be retaught how to do. It's crazy to think about. Crazy to think about. Happy he survived. That tree tried to kill him.
Yeah,
it did.
Man,
that tree tried.
Almost did.
Was he in the middle of a tornado? What happened?
I don't remember. It was long ago.
Yeah,
It was.
I thought what Ty said. I think it was just cut,
Yeah, I think-
trimming trees.
Yeah. And I think like one branch just
timber.
But it was huge.
Yeah, it was massive.
It was massive, yeah.
Jeez.
You ever see those dudes that cut trees?
Oh,
Lumberjacks?
Oh, yeah.
They're weapons.
When they're up, they're climb all the way up. Yeah.
String
Yeah, toss it around.
Oh, those guys are great.
with now the lumberjack games back in the day need to come back.
They do.
If that's something we can bring back to ESPN in the
Presented by
forefront,
Still?
we will certainly try our best to. And those conversations cooking at the moment, like need lumberjack games. Those were awesome. The little stand on the thing, roll thing.
Yep.
The chop thing.
The knife, the one where they run through.
Yep. The climb thing.
Yeah, putting the things in and then standing up on the
Yeah. All of them.
Yeah.
In real life, watching those fuckers cut down trees when they have the spikes on the front of their shoes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's literally just like a fucking string, sprinting, throwing and sprinting it up, and then just coming back. It's like, this motherfucker's got no fear.
Oh yeah, those guys are maniacs.
Absolutely no fear, and a lot of, maybe the most trust since Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe the most trusted something since Joseph.
Makes sense. He was a
Probably.
carpenter.
Maybe.
It does.
That does make sense.
Trust in their safety rope or what?
Yeah, trust in their safety rope. Yeah, they trust in that.
In the process.
And Joe trusted that his virgin wife was pregnant, but not by the neighbor. By
A lot of trust. A
a lot of trust.
By
The
Lord.
most
Our
in the
Lord-
history.
Our Lord and Savior.
The most in the history. Shout out to Joe being like, all right, hey,
Let's do this.
And then it being real.
Yeah.
A lot of other people, not Joe, not taking that news the same way.
That's why their boy isn't Jesus.
Exactly.
That's right. What's that, Chuck?
Big Netflix got a. If you like lumber,
I do love lumber. Look at you wearing a
watching
flannel.
lumber.
Hell, you've been watching?
Just look at.
Oh,
It's all
okay.
coming together.
This is like Tone whenever you watch Yellowstone.
You inspired me the other day.
What's that?
You had up in New York, looking sweet.
What's the lumber show on Netflix?
Big Timber.
Really?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Is it reality or what is it? Script?
It's real.
Is it like Gold Rush?
Reality. It's real.
The Gold Rush I went through. I loved Gold
It's about the
They
season.
never
and
found a lot.
It's up in Canada about the season, and they buy.
Winter? Is it winter?
They buy the land, and they've got a certain amount of time to clear these trees.
Oh, it is
and how
Gold
the whole
Rush.
deal-
Love that.
You only have a certain amount of time because the weather's going to change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, they're fighting the elements every single day. Oh, somebody has a little attitude with somebody too because somebody's tired. Somebody didn't do
Oh,
it by
this season
protocol.
was- this
Is
season
that what's going on?
The dude that runs the big
Yep.
wire deal, and they
This
got
season
to
with
go,
the
they got to
fires
go
is
down
gonna
and
be-
wrap those trees,
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
and it's like okay, and they start.
It's awesome.
No,
They're
that's not a
dogs.
job for me. Those guys that sign up for that.
And you got massive respect for them. That's why you're wearing their uniform. I like that.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
We have some breaking news out of Pittsburgh. The band Styx will be doing the national anthem this evening, and I assume also playing their song Renegade
Wow.
live in Acrisure. Look out for this Thursday night football game, not to be a snoozer. Actually, this game's going to have more electricity humming inside of that stadium than any game ever. They might not even do the national anthem. They might say the national anthem here. Guess what? Oh, mama, I'm in fear all my life from the long arm of the law. Say, can you?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
We don't know if there's a remix coming. We know tonight's going to be a good one, though.
Yeah.
My tune has changed. You got color.
Tell your face. I mean, you still have this.
Unfortunately, I was born with this.
No, face is handsome. It's just negative. It has been. This has been the face all
Well,
time.
I mean, if you're gonna, I didn't know the trifecta was coming tonight. Like I didn't know that. Yeah, Styx, color rush jerseys and the gold end zones. I didn't know that was all happening tonight. Yeah.
Damn.
Plus the I don't know if we're doing a commemoration to Butch at halftime. I haven't heard that yet. I've put in the word for it to happen. I'm not sure if it's going to happen or not.
They better.
If not,
yeah.
Everyone's going to be super fucking bummed out.
If they lose tonight, I can't even describe to you the level of bummed out I'm going to be.
you lose with sticks doing a national anthem.
Oh, boy.
Color Rush, Pittsburgh Knights, look at.
Pulling out all the stops for this.
Gold end zones.
It's a death game.
All right, Chuck.
Yeah.
Listen, we told you earlier. We're going to have this baseball conversation, and then Chuck's taking us home.
Bring us home, Chuck.
On this week 14 of the NFL season kickoff Thursday, the New England Patriots head into Pittsburgh as 6-point dogs. 30.5 is the over-under. Lowest total in 30 years.
Wow.
Both franchises have 6 Lombardis, which is tied for the most in the NFL. Chuck, how do you see it going? And who are we betting on since you are 8-3-1 against the spread this season?
This will probably be the last time we ever witness something like this.
Okay. I hope.
Two storied franchise like this, 12 damn trophies between the two.
Most wins since 1990.
I mean, are you kidding me?
By a lot.
Yeah, so a lot of defense, a lot of good defense. I think Naj is banged up.
He is.
Talking about the Steelers. They're on a backup quarterback, right? Trubisky's going to play. Of course, we know Pickett's out, right? Got a couple good wide receivers. I love Jalen Warren. I think he's a rolling ball of butcher knives, the way he runs.
Spark plug.
Spark plug. And Naj is a little bit beat up, but the problem is New England's really good on defense. Bill always finds a way to take away what you do best, make you play left-handed. So I think George is going to get taken out, Pickens. Deontay Johnson's been a little bit up and down, whatever. He'll stop. They're 3 against the run. Number 3 against the run. So it's going to be hard. So if Naj is beat up and they bring Warren in, they're going to have a hard time running the ball on New England.
Okay.
And, you flip the thing over. Leading rusher for New England's out, Stevenson.
Great player.
Their leading receiver, Pop.
Yep. Pop Douglas.
Pop Douglas. Leading receivers out.
Oh.
And that's not saying much.
And they're
He's got
averaging
like 40
averaging 12.3 points a game with those two.
That's pretty good.
New England.
That's not bad.
Gets the job done.
That's 6 safeties.
So those two are out. We talked about the turnover margin, right? Turnover is going to play a huge – because both defenses probably going to score tonight. At least one of them.
Probably.
Going to have to, right, to get some points.
Both.
Yeah.
Both defenses probably scoring tonight. Not normal
I don't know if that's a prop bet. You probably get it somewhere, right?
It is. I think it's like plus 400 for either of them to score.
Yeah.
Either, not both.
Not both, yeah. You can probably parlay both of them into plus 3,000.
Pretty good money.
Yeah, so
put your flannel on, went to work.
Yep.
You've given us both sides of the coin here. It seems like one side of the coin, though, a little bit lighter than the other side. And when you have that, you see, then you're rigging the coin.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Then you know what's going to be
Right.
on top. And it feels like you're leaning.
what's AJ? What are you thinking, AJ?
Oh, I like this. AJ, tell
I do
him.
like this.
Tell the man.
I do like this, Chuck. So I like listening to you go through your whole thought process, and you're teasing us a little bit. You're not giving us what you're thinking exactly, what your final.
This guy's a showman.
He is.
He is a showman. Chuck understands the game. He knows what he's doing. This one's tough going back. I've been going back and forth, but I feel with the 6 points and the low-scoring game, it could possibly be still looking for a shootout. I kind of like the Patriots in this one.
Okay. Is that who you're picking officially?
I'd like to, I like to bounce around my ideas after Chuck goes.
Okay, all right.
I want to hear Chuck.
You're just
I
letting
want
Chuck know.
respect for where Chuck goes.
Yeah, you're
whatever
just letting
he's
Chuck
doing.
know you're leaning right now. That could
Leaning.
change, but you're leaning right now.
Chuck,
One more
Chuck,
nugget.
He has shifted my opinion in the past, so Chuck could shift me for sure.
8-3-1.
Yeah.
Why would you? How would
I've
you?
got another nugget.
One other nugget.
Yep.
New England offense, 21 offensive categories, statistical categories that we all look at, like total offense, points per game, whatever, right? 21.
Rushers.
13 of them, 13 out of the 21, they're 28th or worse in the national.
Yeah, but
13?
those other 8 stats, we are right at the top.
Yeah,
28th or worse.
20.
than that.
There's not a lot
So
of
that-
teams after that.
No. But our backup QB.
Pitt defense, on the other hand,
Pittsburgh.
in those same 22,
for New England.
Stat deals, right?
Pittsburgh.
They're top 10 or better in 12 of them.
Oh.
Yeah,
So when you look at the New England offense and Pitt defense,
Pittsburgh
definitely favors them.
The University of Pitt's not
Pitt
playing
is
tonight.
University of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a Steeler.
Drives me insane.
Okay.
You just pissed off Tone.
Yep.
Yeah, big time.
And he's not the only one. That's why I was saving it.
So I'm kind of thinking. I mean, I want to sing the song. I want to get the towel going. I want all that, right?
Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the long arm of the law.
You've heard it, Joe.
Hangman is
coming down from the gallows and I won't live very long. Yeah.
Jack, were you there when they played that right before Flacco threw the pick six to Palomalu in the AFC Championship?
Why are you so rude?
Yeah, we said, hey, look, you see the hair hanging around the line of scrimmage? There's a good chance
he's going to make a play.
Yeah, just like when we checked out of the fake field goal.
Smart play.
What'd you see? What'd
Smart
you see?
play.
I saw the fucking hair.
Smart play.
Yeah.
Smart play.
My only opportunity. So I'm kind of leaning with I think Pittsburgh's going to win, but I don't think they cover.
Wow.
So I'm going to take New England the 6 points.
Wow. Holy shit. I did not expect that because all the stats you see.
Yeah, I already wrote down Pitt for him.
Berg.
Wow.
You son of a bitch.
Pittsburgh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. You don't know that. A lot of people do what you do.
But now I do.
Yeah, but you're from there.
You're from there.
Yeah,
Plum.
Yeah, that's how I call Pitt.
Shout out to Plum, by the way.
Let's
go Plum.
Love you, Plum. Miss you, Plum.
I don't know how our esports are doing, but we need to check back in on that at some point. We had to have gotten better.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, yeah, you guys passed your A team past the B team of Plum. That's
Out of the
next
basement last
level.
touch.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Thank you, Bruce. Out of the basement.
There's a lot of grit from all those folks.
I agree.
At the Plum Heights. We're mentally tougher than sitting down there at the bottom. All of them about to move up. Shout out to those Mustangs.
Oh, yeah.
Go, Stangs.
Thank you, Stangs.
Stangs up.
Probably going to be some Stangs in that crowd tonight if I had to guess.
I'd guess
If I had to guess, there's going to be some Stangs in that crowd
They
tonight.
sold their ticket.
AJ, you agreed with Chuck, I guess. Same exact thoughts there. Similar beliefs.
I mean, Chuck really threw me for a loop there when you're listing off all those stats. Now, I understand stats can be skewed many different ways. I did not think he was going to say, but I still want to take the Patriots with 6. But I'm going to ride with Chuck here. Give me the Patriots, 6 points. I think it holds up.
Chuck, you're 8-3-1.
Mm-hmm.
AJ, we tied last week.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So this would be a bad idea just to give this game up in the picks.
The Patriots just lost 6-0 at home.
Yeah.
Well, I see what you're doing. I know.
Steelers lost by 30 to the Cardinals at home.
Which leads me to believe Tomlin says it's a JV football team.
Yeah.
Tomlin's a good coach. Not that Bill Belichick is not.
Right.
But Tomlin has more horses in the barn.
Yes.
You know, on that team.
Mm-hmm.
Even with Mitch Trubisky being the guy under center.
Whoa.
He's played meaningful football before.
Yes.
Number
Pro Bowler.
Playoff games.
Bingo.
MVP.
6 seems like a lot, but 1 touchdown? Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
-6 at home against the New England Patriots.
You know where the real advantage is?
Well, I know I'm not supposed to do what I just did.
No, you are.
I know that. If we're doing talk like what gamblers are supposed to do, this was not the right move.
It's Boz versus that Mickey Mouse kicker that they have.
What do you mean?
They're punting from their 33. Plus 33.
There it is.
Oh, you guys did that?
Last week?
Was it gale force wind in your face?
It was pouring rain. I believe Chad Ryland's last field goal attempt was the miss at New York Giants. And by the way, thank you very much, Chad. But
You're thinking Bill's just not sending him out there.
I'm thinking it's going to be pretty tough to cross the 50 tonight.
Going to look like the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yeah. But with that being said, I also think we're talking about Bill Belichick versus Mr. Trubisky. So also keep that in mind.
I'm kind of vacillating a little bit.
Oh, no. No.
Wow.
You're 8-3-1.
You can't.
You're 8-3-1, not me. Don't do that. Don't let me do
You
that.
shouldn't vacillate in public. Wait till you get back to the hotel.
Yeah,
Not
big
flaccid?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive at your age.
Still vacillating.
Without in public.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Holy hell.
That lumberjack. That's good wood.
So
You need to start watching that Netflix. What's that?
So I'm locked in.
No.
hey.
No, you're not. I just don't want to
like
be the reason
How waffly
for
he is.
you to make a bad decision here.
This is the first time this has happened.
Yeah, I don't want to be the reason. Holy shit, he's really. Okay, AJ, great. The haircut's awesome.
Chuck, I want to give you one
The
more
haircut's
thing.
so good.
I just saw Brett Michaels will be there as well.
Oh, no.
Really?
No.
Here we go.
That was a lie.
Oh, is it? Why'd you do that?
Come on.
Why you lying like that? Why
Can't
you
do that,
always
Tony.
lying? Do I have
What are
Brett
they-
Michaels' number?
What are those guys playing for?
Is Big Ben
Two
going to
and-
be there tonight?
So the
Do we
only
know?
thing I'm really thinking, they're 2-10.
7 in the barn?
Right? And they're going into a place.
I think he's going to be at a pit volleyball
Playing
game.
for pride.
And those guys,
Playing for heart, Chuck, for their boys.
they don't even know
For
if
the
their head
paycheck,
coach
for the
is going
names
to
on
be
the
there
back
now
of their jersey.
next year.
That's true.
So what are you doing? You're changing? I was
They're
trying to get a
7-5,
Brett
and they
Michaels
got a
answer.
playoff game. Yeah, I mean, they're in the play. They're the 5th seed right now. Why
show,
wouldn't you just
show TJ Watt real quick, just one more again, just so we know who's playing tonight, just in what type of mindset he's in. Here's TJ talking about the NFL as a whole. Here's TJ talking about the NFL as a whole. Here's TJ Watt talking about the NFL, the National Football League.
Yeah. JJ's brother?
JJ Watt, obviously his older brother.
who is it?
His
Derek's
name is
brother.
TJ Watt. Talking about the NFL.
I don't know. The NFL has something going against me, so I don't want to talk any more negatively towards them. I don't know what I did, but I'll leave it at that.
Yep, give me that prime.
Are we getting that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. That's the only thing I'm not worried about tonight.
He lost a half sack last week. You don't think he's running through whatever triple team Bill Belichick's setting up?
Yeah, I don't. I genuinely think there's going to be what has been happening to Aiden Hutchinson. They'll go tight end, chip, then they'll go tackle, then they'll go running back, chip. He's not going to let TJ beat him.
What's the first play? There'll be an empty.
Yeah, and maybe have 3 wide receivers block him.
No, they're going to be an empty with open edges.
Why?
Chuck,
They started last week's game with an empty with open edges and tried to do a 3-step Y stick.
What?
How'd that go?
What,
Not
excuse
good.
me?
They scored
What was
0.
that?
Why stick?
Okay.
I thought it was something. Man, I couldn't.
Me
understand.
too. Wise is dick is what I thought.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
You guys, come on.
That's what I thought he said.
It's not a football. Why
Talking
stick?
football. Yeah. Maybe Wise
Bang,
dick
hey.
is a play.
Why stick?
China route. China route.
Snag 7. You heard
I
Lonzo
know.
talking about snag 7s and
Heard all that.
bingo.
So are you?
Bingo bango.
What are you thinking?
Boy, I haven't done that.
No.
I haven't.
this is the
I haven't
first time.
flipped. I haven't
He's
flipped.
uncomfortable. He's getting uncomfortable now with it. Chuck, you
What?
don't trust your instincts, Chuck?
He's leaning back.
Make your pick, old man.
You don't need to listen.
Come on.
How are you going to let him talk to me like that, AJ?
I think it's absurd.
AJ.
You can't do that. Can't do it.
Did you hear what
Can't
he
do
said
it,
earlier,
Tom.
AJ, about a decade from now? I mean, that was the worst he said.
Yeah.
That was too far.
You're a bad guy.
That
Oh, look
was
at that. Look at that.
too
He's
far.
Mrs. 12.
Wait,
Yeah.
hey. And if I
too
don't
far.
make it, just think how you're going to feel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll be real bummed.
What's your problem?
I thought we had a
That
relationship.
was too far.
I thought we
That
built
was
a
too
relationship.
Went too far
man.
again.
It was too far again.
I'd take a bullet for you.
You're a good man,
You're a
Chuck.
good man.
Good man.
You shouldn't.
Any of you.
Because you're a Paisan and he's a potato
There's
piece
peanut.
of shit.
Oh! You're not allowed to say that.
Whoa.
All right. Anyway, all Paisans here, obviously.
Of course.
Nobody said jive turkey there.
No, she said no.
Just kind of, having fun here. But Chuck,
I'm flipping. Give me the. Oh, mama,
I'm in fear for my life on the long arm of the law. How about you, AJ? Just choosing not to be part of that sing along and going with the Patriots. Plus six.
Wait, are they?
Sorry, AJ. I'm flipping.
Oh,
I just think,
Chuck, I get it.
Renegade at home, 7-5. You're in the playoff hunt. You have to win this game. And Mitch is going to, if they, remember when Mitch went to Buffalo after Chicago?
Oh, yeah.
And they started him in that preseason game and he diced them up. If they would just look at that film and just let him get the ball out of his hand, quick game, hand it to Naj, hand it to Warren.
Yeah.
Don't turn the thing over. Take care of it. Manage the game.
And they're only
run
going-
around, and he can run. He's going to run for some first downs.
He's only going against Bill Belichick's defense.
No big deal.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good.
All right.
Okay.
All right, I like that.
Okay.
I
Give me
saw
the
what Justin
Steelers.
Fields did to that defense.
Yeah, you're right. Me too.
Changed their
Terrell
entire offense
Austin
for
was
it.
my secondary coach. when I was in Baltimore.
Okay. Guy knows ball.
Kicked ass, knows. Yeah.
God rest his soul.
Forgotten more than I know.
Yeah, Faulkner, OC.
Yeah.
He knows ball. Look at the Steelers. I mean, last week not so good, but that one time,
yeah,
they had it figured out.
They did the same thing. Dallas is a pretty good team, right? And they went to Arizona and got throttled because they didn't get ready for the game.
Yeah, that's
what I'm talking about. Who's that
Drink
dude?
it in.
That's Brett Mike.
What do you mean?
Chuck.
Come on now.
Chuck.
Every rose
has its thorn.
You know that song, Chuck?
Just like every night has its dawn. Just like every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. Every rose has its own. That's who that is.
I know it now. Let me get that on Spotify.
Yep. Download that for the flight home.
Yep.
This is the whole time. Yeah.
Yep.
Or what was his show? Maybe download that.
Achy breaky heart.
Rock the Bus.
Love or something. Yeah, Rock the Bus.
Bus Love.
Yeah.
Love Bus.
Love on my bus.
Yep.
Rock Love.
Mm-hmm.
Rock a love.
Learned a lot about Brett through that one.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
Chuck, you know what? On the way out, this is a day of first times.
Go, Chuck.
You know what I mean? First time you've ever waffled
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and changed his pick completely.
I know.
Yeah.
Had to cross it out.
That was
Crazy.
First time you had that helmet on that desk over there, Ty?
Yeah. First time.
Who's that?
This is the Pittsburgh referee guy. I want to say John LaJoey maybe sent this in.
Paisan.
That's another first time. Pretty neat.
It is pretty
Can
neat.
you do, Ty, can you do like give a holding call and give the number and then the result of
Yeah,
the
then
play?
do a spin and let's see
Give
what else you
the result of the play is
Dance clown.
Connor, what's your problem? Chuck just wanted to experience the video there for a second. That's all.
I don't remember who was playing. You know, I feel like I would need
Upper St. Clair.
Upper St. Clair.
Yep, they're playing.
Who are they playing against?
Plum.
Okay.
Got holding. Number 4-5 defense. It's gonna be another Plum. First time.
Dude, just put that on repeat for 2 minutes.
So good.
Way to go, Ty.
Thank you.
Ty, I'm happy the Inzer accent has made its way in there.
Oh yeah.
Into the lexicon.
Yeah.
It's a great accent. I can't believe I never heard of it.
It was getting buried, bro.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Legitimately, till I moved to Indiana, I never heard the Pittsburgh
Really?
accent. Yeah,
Same.
seriously.
Well, you guys need
I guess I played for Mike McCarthy, so I was well aware.
Yeah,
I was
big
aware
one.
before, but yeah.
Yeah, what a dream for you. You know, every day to get to
100%.
hear that at the head coaching position.
Yep.
What a hilarious situation that is.
So
Because some of those words just sound so like
there's blur.
that's not how that word is said. And then you got to listen to the team meeting, pour his soul. You know, I assume like these coaches literally expose their entire soul. And then he says, "We're going Dahn swinging." It'd be tough to. It would be tough to.
Excuse me?
All right, coach. We are.
Him saying watermelon when they broke all those out.
Oh my God! Well, I got warm on, boys. Roll right through it.
Is he still recovering?
He's good.
He's out.
good, yeah.
Had appendicitis, sneezed it out.
Yeah.
He's back.
Yeah, right, straight to Arby's.
Not.
If that was his choice.
here, Quinn.
He does love the meats.
He does.
Yeah.
We'd assume.
Yeah.
Big Mike. Big Mike going to be back.
Big Mike's in his bag.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is that what Quinn said?
Yeah. He'll be ready to rock and roll.
Was that a report or is that from a friend?
It's from yesterday during the presser after practice.
Okay.
We're going to hold it down till Big Mike get back.
Okay.
He gonna be ready to rock and roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's calling play Sunday.
Yeah.
They need him.
What if he's on that? What if he's in a bed like what's his
Hugh
face?
Freeze.
Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freeze
That was the best.
That'd be sweet.
That'd be awesome.
Now, Big Mike would not. He does not want that visual. He will be standing proud.
Oh, you're Trevor Lawrence. This is Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Do not cart me off this field. No
He might
way.
do Oklahoma in pregame just to let everybody know, hey, I'm not hurt.
Beast.
This was awesome.
This
All time,
This
dude.
was all time.
All time. All time. Currently the coach at Auburn.
Yeah.
They almost beat Alabama.
Yes,
Yeah,
they did.
But they didn't, and they also lost a lot of other games.
Yeah.
Yep.
So first year,
And you
not-
know that thing ain't plugged in.
What, the headset or?
Yeah, the headset.
Talking to himself.
There ain't no way.
what are you talking? You're
Prop
telling me
me
that's
up, prop me up, put this thing on, and you make sure people think
Weekend at Bernie's
I'm coaching
again.
my ass off.
You think that's a gimmick?
Hell yeah.
You think that's a prop headset?
God. Hell yeah.
Come on, Chuck.
Look at that guy. That guy's actually checking the connection in the door. Hey, can you fucking hear him?
Is that a thumb or a middle finger?
Thumb.
Because he can't hear. That's why he's flipping everybody off.
No.
Oh, okay. Because, hey, come back to my channel. Are they not on? That guy's actually coming in and saying, what are you saying about a channel? They're not on. I'm not on.
I'm not talking to anybody.
Nobody's hearing anything. I'm trying to call these plays. I said, pass. They just ran. What are we doing up here?
Probably, yeah, he's got a good view of what they're doing offensively and defensively, and make a lot of good decisions.
Come on.
I mean, we're through the screen.
Come on.
How far is the field from? I mean,
that's the press box.
All right, Chuck, just real quick. You have a lot of opinions on this photo. So when this photo became reality, when this situation happened, all you coaches in group texts were sending this around. Look at this fucking asshole.
I'd be kidding me.
Okay.
Grandstanding.
Hey.
Yeah, okay. Hey, he's just there for his boys.
That's right.
Do they flip him in the second half? Think how bad your neck would hurt when you're turning right the whole way. And then second half, I need to flip so I can look the other way.
Imagine him wheeling the thing around. Hey, get the fake gimmick. Turn
me around.
Get the cord.
He didn't even have a pole with like bags and shit hanging off it. No lights.
He wasn't in the hospital.
Where was he?
Of course, he's in a stadium.
Yeah, the stadium.
Wait, what?
Chuck.
Yeah, I mean, IV bags coming. I know tubes coming out of his chest.
I would have bought it if it was a hospital he was in.
Chuck, he left the
You
hospital.
thought that was like the children's hospital?
Was it a broken leg? What was it?
You thought that? I don't know. You thought that was.
What was wrong with him?
I think
I believe he shattered his leg, yeah.
I thought it was back.
Maybe.
Connor rolled over quickly.
I said I believe.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, that Dahn's marker down in New Orleans.
Oh,
He's not watching from no press box.
that thing was sideways.
Yeah.
That picture hit the internet and hit my timeline, and I had to immediately mute or block the person that showed up in my timeline with that. If you're willing to tweet that photo, I don't want to see it. Oh, that was Syracuse. We just beat you 24-zip.
Yep.
All right, have a good day.
Good game, coach.
I got good dinner. He's waving.
Good dinner.
Can you imagine what he's thinking right here?
Is that Dino?
Yeah.
They told
Favors.
me. Hey, they told me he's up in the fucking. Yeah, he's up. Coach, where?
Yeah, you see him up there.
Yeah.
Sorry
That's
about
you?
it.
All right. See,
How do you say sorry about it?
Sorry about it. 27,
Thanks,
24
Coach.
zip. That was back when Syracuse was okay.
Humming.
Yeah.
He actually looks like he's concerned. I mean, that's
Good leadership.
see his face.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Babers.
Like he's
is a good
about
guy.
ready to cry.
Cop on the left's got a little
Sure.
test tube baby in him.
That was from Office
OCW.
Yeah,
Championship
OCW.
Wrestling.
They got a new
I thought
coach
it
at
ran today.
Syracuse.
Quite a deep pool. What's that?
New coach at Syracuse.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Number one recruiter in the nation, they say.
Really?
So he was a Georgia position coach. They hired,
Fran Brown.
yeah, they ranked him as the number one recruiter in the nation.
Oh yeah, Nick Saban's in Chattanooga right now. So I bet this guy's great at recruiting. We'll go ahead and put him at a soft 3, just knowing that Kirby Smart exists as well.
Yep.
But I respect that Syracuse got somebody like that. You need a recruiter.
Yeah.
That's all. That's literally what we're.
It's massive.
That's what you're. What did Saban say today? I learned quickly that I'm not like the best coach for bad players.
Yeah.
I'm better at making good players better. So I'm out here doing it. It's like very self-aware and also understanding the game. How about him being out on the road, AJ? Still today, right now.
College coaching is, those guys. There's never an hour where they're off. Like they always are working.
Look at this. Like you're in Ohio, and we talk to you basically every single day for 2.5 hours. Nick Saban could easily set up a
Oh, yeah.
Little FaceTime meet and greet.
and conversate with any kid in the country. And it's like, I think Prime was doing it. Coach Prime was doing a lot of that or whatever because, making the most of your time without having to travel and do that. Saban's like, boots on the ground. I'm going in the living room. These people need to say, he's taking pictures in the living room. It's like Coach Prime's doing the same. I'm not saying he's not. But I just thought at this standpoint, with what NIL is, and then also if we're FaceTiming each other, I thought that would be enough maybe, but.
You know how those coaches think, though? Like, they think if they do that and then then Kirby's in the living room, then they're going to lose that guy every time.
Especially down there where the proximity is so close. Like he's in Chattanooga. Like all those guys, if you're worth the shit, probably, it's like they have an offer from Alabama and Georgia, so you probably have to.
And then what? The other teams like Texas A&M, they just come in and they say like quarterbacks 1.15. We got 2.5. Is that just trying to outbid now?
Right.
Interesting. Interesting little game.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of games.
No days off.
Ever. You were in there, what, 18 years?
Yeah, 18. And we didn't have all, because they have to re-recruit your own players or they're going in a portal.
Yeah.
You got to go get the high schoolers like he's doing, right? And then the NIL, it's like
it's a lot.
No, if you're not on your device 24/7, 365, just give them one day. To your point, Kirby goes one day, text one day, FaceTime, whatever's legal during that period of time, and you miss a day. Hey, you didn't call me yesterday, and such did. I'm going to Georgia.
It was 17-year-olds.
Yeah. You guys were just fucking cheating like crazy, though.
Yeah, Miami.
Mad.
You guys were saying, like, we got these yacht parties down here with this one guy who's going to end up having
Yeah, the one guy
Take,
set
you
it
to,
all up, right?
take you to a strip club on your visit, you know.
Yeah.
Shapiro?
Uncle Lou is having a performance.
Yep.
Rolex.
Yeah.
Let them hoes fight. Let them.
Chuck just did a little trip down memory lane.
Oh, I remember that.
Just
They let the Rolex at Rolex, right?
Okay.
I've never been in there, but I heard.
Oh, sure.
Of
stories.
course.
Yeah, sure
of
you
course,
haven't.
Of course.
Boxing ring in there.
No way.
And they put the gloves on the girls.
No way. This is what was happening in Miami. back in the day?
Jesus Christ.
Miami's just running a hustle.
Hey, they let
every
them
day.
go at it.
What the hell?
And then think about the money that was being spent down there.
Yeah.
That was before everything. What would they do now if it was legal and this guy was available? Holy shit. Good for them.
Yep.
That's how they win. That's how they won.
Mm-hmm.
West Virginia's doing it the old-fashioned way.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see Neil
Trust the
Brown
fun.
out there, you know.
Yeah.
No.
You don't see.
We know.
You know.
We know. We got it.
You
We
know.
know.
What? What are you saying?
don't know.
You guys
What
don't
do
even
we
have a
know?
quarterback. You guys don't even. We got
You're right.
Garrett Green still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double G's running wild. Who you got? Nobody.
Did
I
you
don't
get
know.
offered anything, AG? Or
Oh yeah.
AJ?
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 In
Did you get
college,
offered
no.
coming out?
I never got offered anything. No one ever approached me. I had
Yeah.
teammates get in trouble for things, but yeah, I never had anything.
How come, AJ? You were faster than everybody, stronger than everybody. You started playing
No.
your freshman year. You're the Ohio hero. You would think that there'd be glad.
Probably thought I was a snitch. Probably thought I would snitch.
And you were so offended by that, I assume.
No, I'm offended by I didn't get offered anything. You mean?
No, that they think you're a snitch. Like, look, he's little.
No, I assumed that because even at that time, like I mean, yeah, I wasn't gonna. I don't think I would have entertained any of it. Like the people that were coming after people too. I think at the time were a lot of like it was.
Oh,
I don't know, just a different time. Not looking. I don't. Not
AJ
great
messed up
people.
and committed when he was 6 years old to Ohio State. Everyone knew he was going there.
Yeah, every interview he had after the Centerville games where he had like 32 tackles and 4 touchdowns and 4 punts for a 47-yard average. Can't wait to get to Ohio State whenever I'm done here.
How many Buckeye helmet stickers you think I would have got for that game tonight? Probably a lot.
They knew. We don't have to give this kid shit.
No, he's coming.
Give him a scholarship. This kid will come run through a wall for us.
Yep.
But afterwards, his autograph signings, you guys got paid. Paid, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's one of the great things. I mean, now with NIL, it doesn't matter. It's different. But yeah, back then, you get done with your bowl game, still in school, you can go sign autographs as much as you can work as little or as much as you want.
We're talking hundreds of thousands possibility if you want to work.
Yeah, you can make cash. Yes, it's great.
Isn't that crazy? That's what it was. That was like the game. You know what I mean? And I think now, obviously, there's people getting those handshakes, $1,000 handshakes happening. AJ probably.
Oh yeah, many.
Of course.
I mean, and his roommate Nick probably as well.
Yeah.
He won't say that because he doesn't want to bury Ohio State or whatever. But at West Virginia, we wondered like very much like how's this working? People are cheating, I get it, but like how exactly are they doing it? And then you learn stories about how you employ the parents, you see, with a no-show job, and then you just pay the parents a salary, and then that money goes through the entire thing. But they have a job, then you have a whole thing. It's like wow, they're very, very deep with this thing. And then you learn quickly about these guys that go to these massive schools, and it's like as soon as they're done, any play that they made is now a photo forever, and you can just sign these things, and they're paying a shit ton of money, like a shit ton of money for this thing. I think I did one at West Virginia. Now I'm much different. Obviously, I don't know what Pat White made, but I think I got like $3,500 and got to wrestle War Pig.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I was on the same trip of the autograph signing down to Southern West Virginia afterwards. And then you go to like the Senior Bowl and they're like, I just made $150,000 last week. I'm like, well, good for you, dude. Good for you. It's like, that's the game. And that's the difference. That's levels to this shit, all that stuff.
You wrestled who?
War Pig. Beat him. Undefeated for a long time, just like Goldberg still am in sanctioned matches.
That's right.
Wow.
What's your record?
Undefeated.
Well, if you count War Games, he lost that one, and I lost to Adam Cole too. But
Those
you don't count those two,
Yeah.
and then you don't count the Vince one because that wasn't sanctioned.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
2-0 at Mania.
Cole's AEW.
2, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 3-2, 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
Adam Cole won. He cheated.
Yep.
There you go.
Do you remember what he did? No gimmicks.
Yeah.
No nothing.
Nuh-uh.
No fans.
No.
Undefeated sanctioned matches with
There's me and
crowds.
Warpig. There's me and Warpig, by the way. Brought me in. Big chop from Warpig. This is down there. And people said I didn't
Wait,
go.
this is right after your senior year?
Oh, yeah. I'm driving down there.
That's not you, is it?
Yeah, oh, yeah. That's.
What?
Yeah, yeah, buddy. Look at those khakis. You know that's me. Look at the boy. Boom.
Oh, War Pig.
Real match, dude.
Did you guys go over anything before the match?
No. What are you talking about? I'm trying to beat this guy's ass, bro. What are we even?
War Pig. What are you talking about?
He's
This
you know,
is awesome. I've never seen this.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was trying to beat this guy's
Look
ass.
how hurt you are. Look
Yeah, he
at
gave me a
you're
breather.
writhing in pain.
He's about to attack my leg too. This guy knows I'm about to get drafted. Look, he pulls my hamstring.
Holy smokes.
Oh, my
He
God.
tries to break my hamstring.
Did that hurt?
Yeah, look at me. What are you talking about?
That
Did
looks
it
like it
hurt?
hurt
Is that
really
Shane
bad.
Gillis
Look
in
at
War Pig's corner?
I will say, boys,
Like Paul Bear.
there was a moment in here where I said, I got to play pause and
Looks like
act like I'm more hurt than I am. You know, maybe I can wear
Look at
out.
you dragging that right leg.
Bo, look at him.
Oh,
Is that Paul Walter Hauser?
Paul Walter Hauser. Yeah.
Could have been. Honestly, I didn't get a chance to meet him. That was
Look
the
at the
gentleman.
ref. The ref's got control of this.
That was the
Sure.
gentleman that started this whole thing. You know, he was out there. He called me out. I was signing autographs on the side. Look what he's about to do to the pole here.
Yeah, he's going to work on your leg.
Look at
No.
that. He's
going
dragging
after
me.
me.
War Pig, please.
He's dragging me. Nick Moraldo's there. Phil's there.
Oh, no.
Slaughter
no.
Monster's there.
Oh, no.
I told the boys to stand back, but I didn't know this was going to happen. Look at the guy with the sleeveless front. He wanted to see that.
No.
He wanted to see that.
Jesus.
Look, got
So
paparazzi all around.
How many WrestleMania titles does War Pig have?
The camera people are really kind
He's
of
pretty good, bro.
no selling this.
Warpig is pretty good.
So this is how Samoa Joe started his career?
Oh, no.
No, Samoa Joe was already a champion at this point.
Look
Look,
at
he's
you.
breaking. He's
Come on.
breaking my leg. He's breaking my
Look at
leg.
you. Why doesn't the ref stop this?
He was counting at him. Look, there's Nick in the back there.
Do you make a comeback here, I'm assuming?
Buddy, what do you think?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
He won.
Do you think I'm smarter than a stupid fucking pig?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm currently
Where is this at, Mania?
Charleston, West Virginia.
Yeah.
Oh,
Charleston's man.
South Charleston Community Center. People said I didn't earn my right
Worth
to
it.
do WrestleMania. You don't think so? I'm wrestling in front of 40 people.
How about that?
How old are you?
21. Look at me. He's going to attack the leg, isn't he? Is he going to do that again?
Don't do it. War
I
Pig.
don't think so. Oh! I was playing possum, you fucking pig.
Yep.
I told you guys that this whole time.
Shattered his elbow.
I was working this guy. Look at him.
Look at a pig.
You think that pig can handle falling from that?
It's War Pig.
No.
Dog. A little respect.
Well, War Pig is in elite shape, obviously.
Yeah. Well,
This
all that-
was
Oh, no. Oh, who was that?
PWH got you.
no, super kick
He
coming.
got you.
Oh, I didn't expect that one.
Yeah.
To be
Get those
honest,
paws.
Right.
thought I had the war pig with the super kick.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Thought I had him. Look at his disrespect. One count.
He doesn't care.
He backs off. He says, "Let me hear it" to the crowd.
Come on. Place is going fucking nuts.
Why is there so much blood on him? What's he been killing and eating?
He's
People.
a war pig. He came out of a lab.
Was Nick emo back then?
He had longer hair, so I think he just
Where is
looked
Nick?
Another
like
chop.
that. You'll see him.
Another chop.
This guy's beating the shit out of me, isn't he? He thinks he's got me.
Suck it, War Pig.
Oh! Kick to the balls right in front of the ref. Doesn't call it. Must not have thought I'd do that. I would. I would. Boom!
Oh.
Right to the forehead, temple, and down goes Warpig. We just
See
won.
ya.
We get out of here. There's Phil on the way out to get the car. Slaughter Monster.
You're limping
Nick.
out of there.
Oh, Nick, get me out of here. See ya.
Wait, is that Phil with the long hair too?
No, that's
he ran
Slaughter
by
Monster.
Nick have
Phil
a
was
dope
out of
in
there
his
first
pants?
before
That's Nick.
everybody, obviously. Phil was first one out the door. I think he was getting the car
gosh.
potentially. Yeah, I mean, I had to handle my business down there.
What a match.
Good match.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Better
sharing
luck
that.
next time, Warpig.
Yeah.
You got him to
Hopefully
drain all his
not.
energy.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was playing possum.
Rope-a-dope. Yeah.
Got his ass.
What a match.
Thank you. I was undefeated
That was
for a long
incredible.
time.
Is Horse Pig still doing it in that location?
Warpig's moved up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You familiar with WWE superstar Drew McIntyre? Because that's War Pig now.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
He's a little more calculated these days.
As I was driving down there for that autograph signing, and then we learned of that particular show happening at the same time I'm going to be in that city. And I'd watched one of their shows when they came to Morgantown, West Virginia, like an indie wrestling thing. One had a bunch of beers, hilarious time. Pondo, Madman Pondo is his name. He's a deathmatch guy. He, I think he stapled, I forget something to his forehead. And then this whole thing. So we go down there, and I'm doing the autograph signing, and there's this wrestling thing. Had an agent at the time, good guy, still talk to him, named Eddie. Not a guy who's supposed to have an agent, but this is what you do. You get an agent. So I'm talking to him on the way down there, and we're like, we're going to stop by this wrestling show too. And he was, do not get in the ring, okay? We do not need these NFL people thinking anything about you, okay, like in this fashion. You have a couple underages, at West Virginia. There's already some conversations. They do not need to think that you're willing to break your entire body just a couple months before, the draft happens or whatever. I'm like, you got it. You know what I mean?
Of course.
As soon as we get there. I mean, it couldn't have been less than a minute after we got there. Like, hey, you think about a little angle tonight? I'm like, absolutely. What are we?
Yeah, what are we thinking?
What are we thinking here? And War Pig, to his credit, afterwards, he came up to me and said, let's go shake their hands.
Oh, that's nice.
And he came up, shook my hand.
That's classy.
Yeah, I've just signed some autographs, how the whole thing started. Got called in the ring, obviously. And it was a good night. It was a good day. Should I take the chair? No, I'm going to leave it. Okay. Just didn't know if you wanted it. So I go in there. War Pig, though, immediately afterwards, to his credit, shakes my hand and offers me 2 cigarettes.
Wow, nice guy.
What a guy.
A peace treaty.
So I'm not a big cig guy, but in the moment, felt like I had to.
Yeah, you did.
For sure.
Yeah, you did.
Hell yeah.
Love you, War Pig.
So I was undefeated for a long time.
Decade.
But that was before, I just wanted to see, if the whole NFL thing doesn't work out, do we want to get in there? Yeah, we did. We do. It hurt.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah,
it's War Pig.
Next day, it was, not only with chops in the knee that he was trying to break.
Yeah.
But I took some real bumps.
Oh, yeah.
Big
Oh, yeah.
bumps.
I took some big bumps.
Oh, yeah.
Just treating it like it's a trampoline. All right, this is just like a trampoline. Whoa, boom.
Slammed your ass down.
Oh, my God.
2x4s down there.
Yeah, there is. And those 2x4s,
do not budge.
You know what does budge, though?
What's that?
This football right up here.
Hell yeah, Chuck.
Whenever it goes through that hoop right over there.
You go.
Because Chuck Pagano can spin it with the best of them. Chuck, how about 20 people, $500?
Okay.
How about it, Chuck? How do you feel about it? Do you feel like the arm's loose? Were you warming up earlier in your flannel?
Threw a couple, feel good.
Okay.
Here you go, Chuck.
Let's go, Chuck.
Ball's flat. Check ball. This is the best ball.
Come on, Chuck.
Best ball, first ball. All you got to do, which one? This one. You got a great day today. This one's tough.
Sure.
The Alabama ball you put in, it was almost an omen.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Whenever you made that.
For the playoff.
Now, on this particular side, you know what to do.
Save it.
You know how to operate. You also know how to pick these games on Thursday Night Football. 8-3-1 against the spread. Tonight, you got the Steelers -6 at home against the New England Patriots. And when this ball goes in, not only is that the universe telling us you're right, but also 20 people, 500.
Hell yeah.
Chuck.
AJ, any final thoughts here for Coach before he throws this ball for the universe, for the people?
You know what? I don't know. Last time I believe Chuck drained one. You ended up hitting one nothing but net eventually, but it was like 5th or 6th ball. I think you might drain this first ball, Chuck.
Okay.
Here you go.
Kayfabe.
Come on, Chuck.
Here we go. Coach Pagano. First ball. 20 people!
That was in.
So close.
That was in.
Good line.
So
good line.
close.
Good
That was
line.
an aggressive line.
Yeah.
That was an aggressive line.
Here we go.
Where's your spot on there?
Top right paint.
Like a layup.
Top right corner. Chuck, now, with this first shot that you're about to take here, this first one, it's not only for 20 people to win $500, but it's also for Connor to be wearing a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey tomorrow.
That's true.
Because it would be an absolute hammer Dahn on the Steelers -6 if you were to make this shot, because that's how you feel the game is going to go tonight. So that means if they're -6, that means they're going to win, which means Conman has to wear a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey tomorrow.
Yep.
That would mean a lot of great things for all of us, Chuck. In the flannel, watching the Lumberjacks, don't only do it for them, do it for the people. 20 of them. $500!
Ooh, little high on that corner.
Right idea. Right idea.
Come on, Chuck. Come on, Chuck.
You got it. You got it.
Hold on now.
Good pump fake. Good pump fake.
AJ, I think it needs another couple words here of positivity from the state of Ohio.
So, Chuck, where did you get that flannel from? Do you know? Get on back there.
Put it on the
marquee.
I believe this is from REI.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
fancy. That's
Outdoor
nice
store.
stuff.
Rummaging everywhere inventions.
Doing a little shopping for the missus and the kids.
Oh, no, surprise.
Yeah.
What'd you
no,
get 'em?
they tell me they like that Viore stuff.
Who?
Viore.
Nice.
Love that.
What's
You
our?
guys know that Viore gear?
Oh,
Yeah, Christian Viore.
The
Yeah.
best.
I don't.
So what is that? What is Viore gear? Is that a Viore gear there?
I believe
Like
this is.
athleisure clothing.
I can't pronounce it.
Okay.
Athleisure.
Here we go. I mean, Lombardi can't pronounce anything.
KUHL, cool, cool.
Oh, that is
KUHL.
cool.
That's cool.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, that is cool.
That is cool.
That's not Viore. That's cool.
That's cool.
That is cool.
Oh.
Oh,
Easy
two-stepping.
there. Easy there.
All right, Ric Flair. Here's the deal. You do look.
Chandler,
Cool.
your ass.
Yeah, you got to fight.
Yeah, he did. I saw that at a bar.
It was definitely real too.
Man, that was
I'm not happy about it.
No.
I like Iron Mike Chandler.
Yeah.
And I obviously love Ric Flair.
Right.
Yep.
They're in there brawling. Was that in Indianapolis? Where was that?
Looks like it.
Chuck Pagano, 20 people, $500 in your cool flannel. First try.
We're getting a little farther away from here, Coach.
There's another one right there.
I'm just feeling too cool right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Looks cool.
Just guide it in.
How cool do you feel right now, Chuck?
He just threw it again.
That wouldn't have counted.
Nah, that's the worst one yet.
Could you imagine if that goes in? I was just picking up a stick, picking up a twine. No, it would have been.
Oh.
It wouldn't have counted.
No. You got to get.
Yeah, you get a bonus ball.
No, the Duke.
No, keep the Duke.
Yeah, that ball.
By the way, Chuck's 63. Did you see how athletic he is?
Oh,
there?
yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Got the on clouds and the coop.
He does look.
Man, the cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Chuck, you look cool.
Chuck should carry a chain wallet. I know it's his mic cord hanging down, but he should carry a chain wallet. He looks
Yeah.
sweet.
Oh my God,
sick.
that would be cool.
That would be very cool.
If you wanted to be cooler, I think you drop that chain wallet in there.
Think about
Maybe
it.
get an ear pierce too with the nose.
Oh, please. Prince Albert, do it all.
Well,
No, I'm not talking about Prince Albert. You hear what he said? You know what that is, Prince Albert?
You know,
Do it.
you're going to learn
wand,
today.
you know.
He's talking about getting your.
Getting the tip of your penis pierced.
Yeah.
Urethra.
Yeah.
It happens, Chuck. It's out there. It's out there, Chuck.
We didn't create that.
Google it. Ain't no way.
Yeah, that's happened. Yeah.
AJ,
Come on now.
People actually
pull up a picture?
People get the ear, the nose, and that done, and then they just connect
connect
the
it.
chain. From
Yep, all three.
They just walk around.
And what would be the benefit of that?
Well, they say.
They say.
You ever see 300? That's what Aphrodite had. The king of.
Xerxes.
How?
Yeah.
How? A good movie.
Gerard Butler.
I do not have it. I have met somebody that does. And,
Really?
Yeah. They.
Bit of a weirdo.
Yep.
Okay.
Really?
And I think they regretted it too. They did not.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
right?
Yeah,
Don't doubt it.
I believe. I believe they regretted it. We're not saying you should, but 63, you never know.
Think about it.
Think about it.
Chuck Pagano,
Jump
with
back
no
in the
piercings. Do you have any piercings?
Well, help with the lifter.
Oh yeah.
Chuck, have any tattoos?
Chuck, you tatted up. You cool on your skin?
No tats.
Me neither.
Nice.
My wife just got another cool tat. She's
A
super.
couple dogs
Pretty
I
cool.
saw.
Yeah, she's super
doggies.
cool. Yeah, she got two very
Cool.
Not Chuck, right?
cool.
They look great too.
Very good. The artist is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Hannah, I believe, is the name of the artist. Sam's got a bunch of really cool,
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
tattoos.
Does.
Cool.
Shout out to Hannah.
Hannah and
How about Heather
Shout out.
Heather.
with the apple?
Heather draws my blood.
Yeah.
See where I'm at. She brought an apple crisp in.
Delicious.
Gluten-free apple crisp in.
Tasty.
Tasty.
Delicious.
Chuck had a full conversation with this lady about what apples were used inside of it. So she says, hey, I know you guys are trying to eat a little healthy, but it is the holidays. I brought you guys an apple crisp. He goes, is grandma's apples?
Granny Apple Smith?
Yeah.
She said Granny Smith.
And you were like, I like the Fuji's.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Fuji's are good.
It became a full-on.
I'm with you. The grannies are a little
They're all
too
good.
granular for me.
They're all good.
I was sitting in the middle of a full-on.
Apple debate.
The
More of
texture.
a Washington apple guy
Bad
myself.
texture on a Granny.
Yeah.
No, but
This wasn't bad.
This was good. Gluten-free. For the gluten-free apple crisp.
I was a little bummed out they weren't Fuji.
You did. You told her that. While she was drawing my blood, he's like, not Fuji's.
Yeah, I heard that.
I'm like, all right.
Judging her right there.
Yeah, he was bummed out.
Yeah.
He's let her know he's bummed out. You know who's bummed out right now?
Who's that?
The 25 people
Yeah.
Yep.
who don't even know that they're about to win $500. Their whole holiday season is about to change
Yeah, it is.
by a man who's wearing a super
Cool.
flannel.
Yep.
So cool.
The people's coach, Chuck Pagano. If you make that ball into that hoop over there. 25 people, $500 on this December 7th, 2023, going into the holiday season for the people.
Thought that was it. It looked good.
Back again.
Here it is. Here it is. Still got the Russell Wilson ball.
And the Bama ball.
There's a college football.
That was a banger. That song.
Yeah, it was.
That song still.
Oh, yeah.
On Jock Jams.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Those Jock Jams
Also,
mixes.
D2.
So good.
Yeah,
D2. Yeah.
Alley-oop.
Sorry, Chuck, a little trip down memory lane, just like you did there.
I missed a lot.
Well, Chuck, see, Team USA wasn't playing their best hockey, and then they went to the streets and they got taught, stick, gloves, shirt,
some street ball.
Yeah, and they got back on track.
It did.
Yeah, the Jeopardy kids went and hung out with the Wheel of Fortune kids for a few moments, and all of a sudden everything got figured out.
Picked up a teammate, actually.
25 people, $500 if you bury this Duke into that hoop right over there, Chuck Pagano. Oh, yeah.
Oh, look good.
Run out of balls.
Good. We got the Bama ball still.
There's also I see another football in front of that podium as well.
All right.
No,
No.
The other side.
That one's flat. You probably won't make that one.
Yeah, just national championship ball.
Here we go.
Let it eat. Just let it eat.
Toss that thing. Bang it off the bricks.
Yeah,
Bang it
I
off
mean,
the
if
bricks.
there's any ball that has good juice right now, it's the national championship one. Nothing but positive things have been said about the college football playoff over the last week or so.
That's right.
So that means that ball wants 20 people to win.
Yeah,
500.
Exactly.
Chuck, you just need to put it into its hole.
Come on, Chuck.
Come on,
Go
Chuck.
ahead and send it home, Chuck. Ladies and gentlemen, 36 years of coaching, 36 years of throwing to defensive backs in practice is paying off right now. Spin that thing, Chuck Pagano. All right.
Oh,
All right, off there.
Okay.
Looked okay on my end.
Bama over here. We still got the Bama.
That's the one he's 2 for.
Yeah.
Whoa, that one's tiny.
That you see this ball well.
Yeah, he does.
You feel that ball well.
Yep.
That ball told us that Alabama was going to be in the college football playoff last week whenever you threw it. What would it tell us this week? Let's say 20 people win $500, Chuck, before we go into the holiday season. Bama ball! Oh, my. I thought it was it.
Yeah, me too.
All right, it was a hell of a performance.
Good
We'll
work,
see you
Chuck.
next week.
Yep.
We'll see you next week. All right, we're going to get the hell out of here. AJ, thank you for today. You did fantastic, pal.
Thanks. You guys did great.
Jeff Passan, way to go.
That baby
Dog.
Jet.
Coach
baby
Saban,
Jet.
hell yeah. Michael Lombardi, atta baby. Try to call Brett Michaels. Obviously, don't have his contact.
Sure.
But tonight, we got a big one. He's on the Steelers -6, Chuck Pagano. I'm on the Steelers -6. AJ Hawk is on the Patriots +6. That feels like the smart play, which is why I'm going with the Steelers -6. It's that time of year. Let's enjoy this game, even though it might be a snoozer. I'll be live from Gillette tomorrow. The boys will be here. We can't thank you enough for everything. You're the best humans on earth for allowing us to do this for a living. Earth. The whole earth.
That's right.
The whole entire earth.
Yep.
All of it.
Every bit of it.
From one side of this earth all the way around back to that one point
Yep.
on earth.
That's right.
You're the best people. We appreciate you. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. Goodbye.